was in an exclusive cult run by powerful elites. That cult was Hollywood. I escaped and created Red Pilled America, a storytelling show that tells the stories Tinseltown ignores. Listen to Red Pilled America on the iHeartRadio app.
You're listening to Real Radio 92.1, and we are an iHeartRadio station.
Rover's Morning Glory wants you to score some Red Zone revenue. Win $1,000 now. Enter the nationwide keyword cash at realradio921.com. Free and Real Radio.
Redefining radio. This is where the fun begins. Introducing Greek.
Let me tell you something. Don't ever love more you than anybody else you love more.
Francis.
Because then you're just like, you're squeezing your banana so hard every time you come in here, and then you're pounding it on the desk.
Let's get the party started. It's the Penthouse on Real Radio.
It is the Penthouse on Real Radio on a Monday. Whoa. Today is the 13th. Ooh, 13th on a Monday. That's bad luck. Oh, I guess that's a Friday?
That's Friday.
What is going on? I tell you, if you ever have a hard time waking up in the morning, just say you do. Make a dentist appointment like around 7 o'clock like I do. And, man, I got to tell you want to talk about waking up?
I don't know any dentist besides that's open at 7 a.m. That's so early. Maybe I've just... Normally, I think doctors and dentists are 9, maybe 8, the earliest.
7:15?
Yeah.
I think
or do they do special favors just for you?
I think they might.
Yeah.
But the girl was like, I'm just back on vacation, so I'm going to be a little rusty. I'm like, great. I'm like, I don't want to hear that, but who knows? But, man, I got to tell you, I walked out there a little woozy. Crazy weekend in football. I don't think the Dolphins played. Did they play? No, the Dolphins didn't play this weekend.
I don't think so.
We'll talk about the college football rankings. If you have any money, if you could borrow any money, if you could get any money, if you can get paid for sex for money, put it all on Ohio State, lane the 8. We'll see what happens with the Notre Dame game. We'll talk about the NFL playoffs. Rookie quarterback wins a game. Washington in Tampa. That was a little bit of a surprise. But the other team's not much of a surprise, but nobody looked great. The Bills. Bills look good. But the rest of them, Philly looked terrible. I mean, they really did. How about A.J. Brown sitting on the sidelines reading a book? That went viral in like 4 seconds.
Yep.
It's in the third quarter, and he's fourth quarter.
Why? Because people don't see people reading books anymore? I'm just kidding. He's in the middle of a game, I know.
Sitting on the sidelines.
I know, I'm kidding. But it's also probably because people are like, what? People still read books?
He was so mad because I guess he wasn't getting the ball.
Yeah.
And so he just sat on the sidelines, and obviously one of the breaks. And did you see it, Tom?
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's talking about it. And he pulls out this motivation book, and he's just sitting there reading it. And it's just like, what are we doing? He's another coach, the guy for Philly. He has no hold on that team at all. Can you imagine somebody doing that with Belichick, coach? Just crazy.
Yeah. Did I don't know. Did I send you the picture that somebody posted? And I was like, yeah, there is. There's sure a lot of Ohio State players on the white during that run during the game. I mean, there was like 5 or 6 players, and we got penalized 15 yards because of one dude, and that guy got blasted. People hated him.
Yeah.
I was like, man, for some reason, they always get a pass. And that's why I hate. Sorry if you're a Buckeye. I hate the Buckeyes.
But the Buckeyes have been good to me. I'm not going to say I hate them.
Well, because they give you money.
Yeah.
So I was working Friday night during that game, and I had a good crew come in. It was my buddy Timmy's birthday, and so a bunch of people came in, including Megan and her husband Taylor, and Megan's from Ohio, so she was repping.
She a fan?
So she was repping, yeah, and she was very upset every time I was like cheering against her.
That's awesome.
But I was like, overall, it doesn't matter because you guys won, so it ended up being good.
No, it was a good game Friday night. I mean, it was very exciting. Texas had a chance 4 times at the 1. And, I mean, the coach is a very good play caller. He wasn't at that game. And at the end of the game, it was crazy.
Yeah.
And then those 2 guys were roommates years ago.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, they were roommates. And then the kid takes the ball and goes all the way back. Now you got Ohio State playing Notre Dame next week on Sunday. But, yeah, I thought it was crazy. Monday, excuse me. I thought the NFL, some of the games were odd. Then we got a game tonight. The Rams take on the Vikings, and that game was changed because of the fires. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but a lot of crazy things happened over the weekend. The Ravens game, I mean, they were blowing out Pittsburgh, but Pittsburgh almost covered. That was a little weird. They didn't have a good second half. But, yeah, the Charger game was, Eagles did not look good. I mean, I know they won, but they really didn't do much. They really didn't. If they didn't get their first turnover in the beginning of the game, it would have been 3-0 throughout almost the third quarter. He didn't look great, Hurts, but he wasn't playing for a while. So that was a little bit of an odd thing. And then last night's game was probably the most exciting one. Baker, and then he fumbled the ball, which sucked. But I know who had Tampa? Mm-hmm. A lot of people had Tampa last night. More people than I know had Tampa than they had Washington. But we'll see next week. We got final 8 teams getting ready for that big game. If you're a number 1 seed in the NFL and you may not realize the playoff format, it is such an advantage. Because not only do you get off 2 weeks, a week and a half, then you play the worst seeded team.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's such like the Chiefs, they got Houston. I'm sorry. They may not cover it, but they'll beat them. I mean, they definitely will. And then, I mean, you got the other side. We got Detroit, and it's just like, it's such an advantage. It really is. And the Bills and the Ravens play, they're going to kill each other. And then what do they got left like a week later? It's crazy. We giving away $1,000 of cash today, Franny?
Yes, we are, Greek.
Thank you. You're so nice. And I want to say something. 2 things right now. 3 things right now. First of all,
okay.
Dominic, thank you for fixing the clock. Very nice. And I texted Franny in the middle of the day, and I hate to bother her, on a Sunday because she's busy. She's like a big star. She's got friends and everything.
Well, I had a work event.
Yeah, well, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
So I ended up texting her, and I was with a buddy of mine who needed something. I was trying to hook up, like, a couple of worlds. I go, she might not get back to me.
Well, he knows because he was on the text. You text Dom too.
Did I?
Yeah,
Yep, I
it
was
was
in
me
there.
and Dom in the text.
Oh, good thing I wasn't playing talking to you. What about blah? So, yeah. And I had a situation with Dominic, too. I didn't hear from him. I called him and didn't get back to me. I got worried. Like, I feel
That's
like
funny that you didn't realize. Yeah, we were on you text both of us
I
on,
thought I just
on a
did,
group
yeah.
text. Yeah.
So why don't you give me back? So she wrote
Well,
something.
because you asked me for the number.
Yeah, you didn't ask. I didn't know who
He's
was
like,
talking about.
He was like, who's this Joe guy? Speaking of.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, Franny, thank you for getting back to me. And it was such a nice text.
I always text you back.
I know. I framed it and I put it in my bathroom. I was
So I'm okay. So I was very confused, by the way, because your text says 3 things. And it says,
do you have to read them?
well, no, you're asking for somebody's cell.
Yeah.
And then you said that you had the appointment. And then it says, thank God tomorrow, Monday, LOL. I was like, where's the 3rd thing?
That was the 3rd thing. Thank God tomorrow's Monday.
What, did you get your ass kicked this past weekend?
I was trying to figure out what the 3 things were. I was like, I only see 2 things on this
Dennis,
text
the
message.
kid's number.
okay.
Thank God tomorrow Monday. I was going to write because I miss you and everything like that. But I said, no, that'll be too much.
Okay.
Then if
all
your
right, I
husband
was
sees it, he'll be
confused.
mad at me.
I was confused. I was like, where's the 3rd thing?
And it was to me, too.
I didn't even know that. It's like I used to have to put in, I'm trying to make this little camouflage, but I guess I can do it in a way. I used to have to call somebody for something, and I would text him, and then he would send it to a girl. So when I would text him, I would call him boo and babe, and it was back and forth. So he then would forward it to this girl. So then one day, her boyfriend came up to me. I was out. He's like, what's with these texts? And you're calling her boo and babe. And I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't text her. He goes, no, you Greek. You do. I got it right here. And he had like the thing. And I go, this isn't to her. This is to him. And then like he was forwarding it to her. So it looks like, hey, babe, hey, boo. And I would write on the bottom like, miss you, stuff like that. And it was me and him joking. But I never know it was forwarded. And I was like, whatever. And I could see his point too. That was his girlfriend. Mm-hmm. So he was like, what are you doing calling my girlfriend boo and babe and miss you and, stuff like that. But, and I didn't realize you were on a text because I'm so terrible at all that stuff. Imagine if I was blank talking to him. Like, oh, what's Dominic doing? So anyway, Dominic, good morning. I know it's a rough morning for you, but it's Monday, so don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's not bad.
That's all I got.
Yeah.
Yep. I know. I asked him, like, how was your weekend betting? He was like, yeah, no, it was all good.
Yeah.
You're
At
gonna-
Tampa.
Yeah, you're going to lose more than you win in life. You're doing it for 3 reasons. To bitch, because that's number 1 thing. You got screwed. Everybody likes saying they got screwed. And it's some fun. And it takes, you know what I mean? But don't ever lose more than so you're going to get a sex change. Don't do that. Good morning, Francis. How are you?
Hi, good. Did we not do this?
No, we didn't.
Oh,
Yeah, I
hey,
thought we
what's
did this
up?
already, too.
No, we didn't do it. We didn't
I'm so confused. I feel like we've just been in the mix because
Yeah.
I know you said, hey, we got money.
Yeah.
I thought that was my hello.
Yeah.
But yes, we are giving away money again. I got $1,000.
Start drawing it
coming
here.
your way. At top of the hour, you're going to hear Rover from Rover's Morning Glory. He gives you a keyword. You enter the keyword realradio921.com and score $1,000.
Nice.
Do we know what it's called this time around? Is it still Red Zone Revenue?
I don't know.
You don't know. I don't know either. Do you know, Del?
Nope.
All right. Well,
It's usually-
think so.
either way, it's Red Zone Revenue because I just went to Real Radio 921.
That's good.
So 9 a.m. So we already had an opportunity.
Yeah.
10 a.m. Pay attention. 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So is it 13?
Yep.
Right? Yep. 13 chances a day for you to score $1,000 Monday through Friday. So make sure you are tuned in at the top of the hour.
Should
and
we repeat
let's
the
do it.
10 a.m.?
Why not? Let's do it.
Cash.
Oh, that makes sense.
All right, so take cash, enter it, realradio921.com. And we always say if you get a weird phone call, maybe it's a 516 area code, maybe
218.
Are you just throwing out?
Yeah, if it's a weird.
Well, 516 typically is where it comes from. But if it's a 516 area code, or maybe it says unknown number, whatever it is, if you enter this on realradio921.com, this is the time where you should pick up the phone. I know a lot of times we don't like to answer the phone if it says unknown or spam, or maybe it says 516. You're like, I don't know that area code. Pick it up. Because if you're entering, we don't go to the next person if you don't answer your phone. It's not like we leave you a voicemail. I'm like, oh, hey, you want $1,000? Call us back. They go on to the next. So make sure that you pick up the phone when we do that. And that way you can win $1,000. So we want a winner. We didn't have one last time, but the time before that we had 3.
No, I think we had 1 and then it was done.
I don't know, man.
I
feel
know
like
we had 3 2 times ago, but I thought we had 1 the first
We had
couple.
1 right in the beginning.
Yeah.
Did we?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So
And then that was it.
so Real Radio's lucky.
Yeah. So
All right.
come on.
Yeah.
Special shout out to Stacy from Boca. I saw her yesterday. She stopped by, and I was working, and she came in to say hi to me.
Nice.
It was very nice of her.
Where were you working?
He was not.
Yeah. I know Franny was working. I don't know about you.
I felt like I was working yesterday. But yeah, let us know the weekend if you did anything special or you're excited about anything coming up. You can call us at 877-927-6969. We've got a couple interesting stories today. We always do. We'll talk about also a weird way maybe you caught somebody cheating or you got caught. Let us know about that if you got something. You can also text us at Real Radio 47142. Those are the ways that you get into the show. Now, I saw something. Franny's got a couple of great topics today that I find interesting because I'm on the other side on all of these. But I know you had something about guys who feel, I guess, a little sheepish if their wife or girlfriend makes more money than them.
Yeah.
And that's a dream.
I know. I see. So I put, when I sent it to you guys, I was like, shocker, because typically you would think, right, that the guy would want to be the breadwinner. But I know some are like, cool, no, I'll hang out. I'll let her make the money. But it does look like the way I thought is that, yes, men tend to be unhappier when making less money than their wife. And this is specifically wives. This is on the New York Post that I read. And I want to know if you feel the same way or if you're just like, no, I'm totally cool with her making more money. So, yeah, the rising trend, they say, around the world, not just here, wives being the primary earner in a marriage, it happens. They say the share of couples where their wife out-earns the husband is increasing globally.
Yeah!
In both the United States and Sweden, they say it has increased by approximately 25% since the start of the millennium. Even with the increase of women out-earning their husbands worldwide, there hasn't been much research on the mental implications of the matter. So they say that scientists analyze the link between spousal income and mental health. And they looked at couples who got married in 2021, average age of about 37, they said. The couples were observed of either a 10-year period or until they divorced.
Great.
Which happened with but they said, they looked at 10, and then some of these couples did divorce that they were studying eventually. But they said this happened with about 20% of the couples surveyed that did divorce. But they said they found that crossing that threshold where the wife starts earning more significantly, all right, increases the probability of receiving a mental health diagnosis by men. They said the chances are higher, right, for the husband. They said in the most restrictive specification, the likelihood increases by about 8% for the whole sample and about 11% for men. But it showed that mental health was associated positively with both their own and their spousal absolute income, but the association was negative when it came to just the wife's income alone. So they said, obviously we know mental health is a crucial outcome. And it's linked to your home life too, right? Because you take a lot of the stuff home, especially if your mental health is not okay. Then you normally, I hate to use the word punching bag, but that's who it is. Whoever you come home to, if you have a bad day or whatever, that's typically who gets the brunt end of it, which sucks. But you're kind of our soundboard, and a lot of times you don't realize that negativity is taking a toll on them too. But they did. They said with this research, they said a lot of guys' mental health, which is so weird to me, was down or not good when the wives earn more money than them.
All right, so we're going to be real with this.
Yeah.
This is what guys think. Maybe you don't, you might say, oh my God, this is Greek land, but it's true. I think guys like this, think the women doesn't need him as much because she's making more. I mean, that's the bottom line. Guys like to have that little bit of a strong, everybody has that little bit like 51, 49%. You don't have that anymore because the girl looks at you and goes, hey, bitch, I don't need your cash. You know what I mean? I'm out. Peace. And then I also think they worry about them maybe just packing up one day.
Yeah, but see, that is a Greek mentality.
Mm-hmm.
It is because I don't need because I don't. Hopefully, you did not get married because you needed somebody's cash. You get married because you love that person, and that's why.
That's supposed to be what it is. But beneath it all, I'm just trying to be honest with you. I think I talk to a lot more men than you do or other people. It's there. It's beneath everything. It may not be there on the topic, but you worry. Like if a girl's doing something, all of a sudden she's making good money. And if it's supposed she acts a little different, stuff like that.
Well, I mean, that's a completely different thing when you're noticing that she's acting different at home.
Well, money changes people. It really does. And it's better.
But that's the thing. If you're but money does change people. But if you're married, you would think that would be something that you would be happy to share with your significant other is
that's right. In a perfect
the
world.
money that you're bringing in.
Yeah. Well, why do so many people sneak money and hide money? And so many people have different accounts. And you hear, oh, I got an account for her and the kids, but then I got an account on the side. I mean, I don't know. I would, oh my God, I would be like utopia to me. I would like bow down. Unless you have a situation where somebody makes more than you don't even find out until later down the road, which is really not great either. But yeah, you get married for love. You should. And that's what it's all about. And it shouldn't matter what you have or I have because we're together. But there are a lot of cases where I think guys would be like, you know what I mean? It's just, they get intimidated. They just do. They're just like, I don't know. Wow, all of a sudden. And it depends how she is. Like, suppose she comes home and she goes, you need 20 for gas? It's just a different thing. It's a different mentality. But I would love it. I've had a couple of girls who made very good money. I've had a couple of girls who made more money than me. I thought it was great. Never went in their pocket, but I still thought it was great. But I don't know. I think guys would be a little intimidated with that. How about you, Don? Would it bother you?
No, not really.
That's good.
Yeah, no.
Smart.
Yeah, I mean, if she made more money, oh well.
And money really doesn't come up when you first start dating.
Mm-mm.
I think it's maybe 6 months down the road, a year, if it even does. And I think we all assume things. You know what I mean? Like somebody you might think working someplace, you might be like, oh, they're banking, they're making it. And a lot of times in my life, my friends or people I dated, I was totally off. I mean, huge. And, I just don't know. It gets in your head, I guess, wherever. My head, like this one does very well or this one doesn't do that well. And then you find out the totally different things. And it's been all different kinds of jobs, where I was like very surprised. But yeah, if you guys have an opinion on this, would it bother you, intimidate you, or maybe like make you like, ugh? Now say you met a girl and you liked her and you found out she made like, I don't know, 10 times more than you. Would that stop you from thinking in your mind like maybe I can't handle her or afford her?
Nope.
No?
Nope. I'll just go with the flow.
Go with that attitude, buddy. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Most guys would crumble like a domino. They won't admit it, but they would. I'm just being real. 877-927-6969. Let us know. Would you get upset if the girl you were dating or with made more money? And would it bother you?
I mean, what if she was just rich from,
just in general?
In general from her family.
Yeah. Well, that's different than making more than you. That's more of your family background and stuff like that. If that
she might not even have to work.
Well, that's even better. Then you're going to have to bang her more. If she's not working, what's she going to do? Just hang around the house and eat bonbons? Hang out?
What's a bomb?
It's a candy in Sweden.
Sounds dangerous.
It's a candy in Sweden. Last week, Molly didn't get a good grade from me on her appearance. A couple days, I think she bagged it. I texted her, too. I'm like, with the hair back, like a little effort. So today, a nice outfit today.
Who's Molly?
She works on the Four Letter Network on First Take, and she is one of the co-hosts. So Dominic and I rate her and like Dom would point up at the screen and give me a thumb up or thumb down. Today's outfit's a little different.
She's all right.
Not bad.
Average.
Tom gives her an average. Ooh,
Damn.
whoa, man.
Strong.
Hard
Well,
scale.
it's average for her. It's not the below. It's not the top.
Oh, somebody said that to me one time in the bedroom. Average for you, agreed. Not the below, not the top. I was like, okay, great. What was the other performance? Oh, below average. Bills won big yesterday, so I know we got a lot of Buffalo Bill fans down here. A lot of Buffalo bars. Like, I'm always surprised that you walk in like it's a bar. Where we were, the Crazy Horse.
That is a Bills bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100% it's a Bills bar. I did have a watch party at the Twisted Tuna, and I will say it was evenly matched between Broncos and Bills fans.
Really?
Yeah, it was. I was surprised. I thought we would see more Bills, but there was a lot of Broncos, too.
I love when a game starts and the team scores and everybody goes, I told you, Denver, I told you. And that was it for the game. That was it, lights out. They scored 7-0. And then all the people texting and stuff like that coming up to you, they just disappear. They go, ooh. All right, so you guys got a chance to win $1,000 coming to you for an iHeart. Who doesn't want to win? All right? The first person that wins, I'm going to add to the $1,000. Okay? I'm going to add to the $1,000, and I'm going to get you a cigar.
One cigar.
One cigar. It is the Penthouse on a Monday. Francis, Dominic, and the Greek. Dominic, man, every week just going past his over-under. Because we thought January 5th he was out, but he's sticking. We'll be back in a few minutes. Peace.
Real radio is the news junkie.
A man was detained by sheriff's officials and cited after he jumped into an elephant exhibit at the Milwaukee County Zoo, they said.
Do you think the elephants looked at each other and they're like, so are we going to talk about the person in the room?
The news junkie. Weekday afternoons at 3 on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Let's see what's up with traffic on Real Radio.
We continue to check out this crash here on 95. That'll be southbound approaching Hobe Sound. That'll be blocking your right lane. Make sure you stay to the left of that delays along the approach. Also checking out a broken down vehicle. That'll be 95 northbound on the off-ramp to Lantana Road. That off-ramp right lane is blocked. That's traffic. I'm Ricky Russo.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. At Blindster, we offer custom-made faux wood and real wood blinds and shutters, cellular shades, Roman shades, bamboo shades, exterior shades, and more, all at factory direct prices. Don't pay too much for new blinds. Go to Blindster.com.
Precision Door, a name you can trust.
If your garage door is making noise or just not working great, don't wait for it to break. Hey, it's Franny, and have my friends at Precision Door Service of South Florida come out for a tune-up. They use only quality precision parts, and all their trucks are stocked daily, so your door will be fixed on one visit. It's way better than getting stuck in your garage when you need to be somewhere. Precision Door of South Florida is a name you can trust. Just go to flgaragedoor.com.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
After suffering an injury, you may face many hard questions. What will tomorrow bring? Which firm should I choose to represent me and my family? At Morgan & Morgan, we will hold your hand every step of the way. From our one-click sign-up, mobile apps, and 24/7 availability, we make it easy to get your case started right from the comfort of your couch. All firms are not the same. Injured? The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Ready to sell your car? Hey, it's Franny, and GimmeTheVin.com makes it simple, fast, and easy. They'll buy anything, cars, trucks, SUVs, even exotics, whether it's clean, rough, or average. Just enter your VIN or license plate at GimmeTheVin.com, upload a couple of pics, and get an instant cash offer in 60 seconds. Plus, if they can't beat your CarMax offer, they'll pay you $100 with 5-star service and free pickup. GimmeTheVin.com is America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GimmeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Putting things off is human nature. I get it. You're totally exhausted from the storms and the cleanup, and everyone swears, next time I'll plan ahead. Then 8 months from now, you're watching your garage doors sail off into the storm front, getting dumped by your insurance company because of yet another claim you never would have made if you had a garage door strong enough to prevent it. At Mo Better Garage, we make that way mo better. If you call about a garage door when the storm is on the way, it's too late. Plan ahead, and we can replace your flimsy old door now with a modern, stylish, wind-rated door that impresses the neighbors and makes the insurance company happy when it's time to renew. How do I know? Because I'm Mo. Call Mo Better Garage, but call before the storm, which is now. Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better. Mo NoBetterGarage.com.
Victim of a slip and fall? It takes one phone call to take back control of your life. Anajar and Levine will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call me, Mark Anajar, for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In office, West Palm Beach.
There she is, founder and CEO. High five.
Dave can't stop celebrating with every business owner in town.
All right, Baker Man, high five.
He's sharing the excitement of big savings with the Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee.
Ooh, up top, bike shop.
Yeah. It's 5 years of gig speed internet.
Quick, high five.
5 years of advanced security.
5 years.
And 5 years of a great rate that won't change.
Yeah, law partners. Chamberlain, Messethorpe, Dubois.
All from the company with 99.9% network reliability. Switch today and get the 5-year price lock guarantee.
5 years.
It's back, but only for a limited time.
Woo!
Powering 5 years of savings, powering possibilities. Comcast Business.
Can't forget you, voiceover guy.
Ah, thanks, Dave.
High five.
Ends 3/9/25. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge for new customers on qualifying internet bundle, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray.
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Here's what's happening with the weather on Real Radio.
I'm CBS 12 meteorologist Charlotte Carl. We have a beautiful rest of the day ahead of us. Temperatures will climb into the lower 70s and the upper 60s across the area. We will have a few areas in the southern portion of the region that get into the mid-70s, but dry conditions will start to see some clouds build in late in the afternoon.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Lowe's knows it's easier to make the right calls when you have the right team. Download the Lowe's app to get their home improvement playbook in your hands so you can get their team's expertise anytime.
Our new and improved iHeartRadio app has made it even easier to enjoy the radio station's podcasts and playlists you love. How? Well, we've added everything you love about your car radio into the free iHeartRadio app. With easy-to-use presets, you can now save your favorite stations on the app, just like in your car. And with the all-new live radio dial, it's easier than ever to discover new stations you'll love based on your location or favorite genre. Find out what everyone's talking about and get the new and improved free iHeartRadio app today.
Greek's Trifecta is sponsored to you by Pillar Coffee Bar and Ice Treats.
You're listening to Real Radio 92.1, and we are an iHeart radio station. the Penthouse. Now back to the Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and
feeling it?
101.7.
Are you feeling it?
A little jazzy.
He's looking. He's like, I can see his face. Like, I like this. I like what's going on, Creek. I couldn't tell if it was a face of confusion or you were like digging it. I wasn't.
It's something different. So
It
when we get something
is. It's a
different.
little funky.
Yeah,
Just
a little.
spit everywhere. Sorry about that.
Oh, I love that.
I said sorry to the desk. I'm like, sorry, desk.
Yeah, it's just something different. When I see some kind of a change, I'm like, ooh.
You're like, yeah. I like
And Dominic,
this.
thank you also for fixing the clock here, which is so nice.
Yes, the electricity working.
I mean, just certain things that you do that's just certain people can come up. Like somebody last night had to help me with a couple things with emails and different stuff. And it was like in 2 seconds, like, wow, it just made my life so much. It was like when you put your defroster on, like, and I came in, Franny goes, the clock is fixed. I'm like, awesome. Woo-hoo. Yeah.
It would have took like 3 months otherwise. So.
I know.
3 years.
Yeah, well, when we have issues, we have to turn in a ticket online, and then like somebody will come and fix it eventually. And sometimes it does take time. But Dom was like, you know what, I can figure this out, and he did. He figured it out, and he
You're
got it
so
working.
talented, smart, handsome. What a future you got. You're unbelievable. Dominic's in the house.
Hello.
That juice is still not there today. I mean, oh my God.
That's his juice.
Yeah,
That's what he's got.
I had met a couple of my friends for breakfast on Sunday morning early. They reminded me of you too. As soon as I walked in, I'm like, "What's up? What are you doing today?" They were like, "Greek, no." I'm like, "Come on, you mother fathers, let's go." Good morning, Francis.
Good morning.
Time for a trifecta in this day in history.
Riders up. It's Creek's Trifecta.
So sports betting is legal now in 42 states, and it is legal in the state of Florida, which is great because all we care about, let me say I care about, is Florida. The rest of the world, screw, who cares? But last night, the number one player that everybody bet on scoring a touchdown was Barkley. You're laughing because you know what I'm talking about. I got to tell you, the reaction I seen from some people. So Barkley breaks away at the end of the game, and he can score.
Oh, yeah, we saw it.
And people still forget, like, these guys, to me, are conscious of this. Because it doesn't matter. Like, if he scores any skin off anybody's game, not really. It happened a couple of years ago in a Ram game. One of the running backs kneeled at the end of the game, and it was huge millions. They said this was unbelievable. Even where I was, I over 10, 15 people were like, slam. I can't believe, what is he doing? And, it was at the end of the game, and I was talking a little, yapping, and I was like, what's going on? Then I looked up, and I saw Barkley slide. And, man, your chest, like, because that feeling when you're betting, and at the end of the game, you need something, especially a prop bet or over, under, or cover, and it happens. You're like, oh, my God. So he breaks through, and he just kneeled. And, oh, man, like, the reaction on social media and people, whew. He was the number one person that everybody bet on scoring a touchdown because he usually does for Eagles. It's either him or Hurts. And Franny, you're laughing. Why? You know somebody?
Well, no, I know a few people.
And they were not happy. They were not happy with Barkley at the end. I mean, again, he's a professional player. He's got to play ball. But again, like everything else in life, something in your brain triggers you to, hey, let me kneel. You know what I mean? Let me stop this or whatever. But, man, he really, like, people were irate about it. Did you see it live?
Oh, I saw it live.
What do you say? Did you have Barkley?
No, I didn't have that. So.
What was that? Did that go through your mind, though?
Oh, yeah. I was just like, oh, there goes the anytime touchdown.
Oh, man. You want to talk about it right through your heart. That's the great thing about gambling. All that stuff, getting let down. But, yeah, so the Eagles ended up winning 22-10. Did not play great yesterday. Packers had a lot of injuries. Packers didn't play great either, but they ended up advancing. The Houston Texans beat the Chargers. Not a great game either, but they ended up winning. They get to play the Chiefs next. Woohoo! Ravens won against Pittsburgh. Not a good second half, but won. They were going to be taken in. Buffalo smacked Denver. So next week, it's Buffalo -1 against the Ravens. Ooh, that is the game of the weekend. Chiefs in Houston. Detroit's taking Washington. The Chiefs and Detroit both just went a -8-point favorite. So we'll see what happens with that if the line goes up. And the Eagles, we're going to find out who they play tonight, the winner of the Rams and Minnesota. So very interesting. That's your first wild card weekend. Now, this weekend coming up, 4 games again. And when there's isolated games, you feel so much pressure. Like if you get them wrong, because you're like, man, there's only 4 games. It's like the Super Bowl. It's not even about, it's great to win. But when you get the Super Bowl wrong, you're like, ugh. And I've had it easy the last couple of years because I just pound the Chiefs. In college football, Ohio State will be taking on touchdown Jesus. That's right. They're going to take Notre Dame on. That line opened up at 10, and now it's 8.
You with 3, getting pressure with 4, and playing a lot of zone tonight.
Ewer steps up down the middle. It's intercepted. Caleb Downs has got it, and he'll just take a seat at the 41. And Ohio State can start plotting for Notre Dame and celebrating a third consecutive playoff victory.
Both semifinal games, coaches made bad calls. Just did. Penn State game, he's terrible in big games. He's 1-18 against top 10 teams, but at the end of the game, they should have went to overtime and not try to go down the field 60 yards. And yesterday, in Ohio State, Texas is at the 1 5 times. Not even once, not twice, 5 times. So it's going to be Ohio State and Notre Dame. And guess what? That's in Atlanta. And Chick-fil-A will be open because it's on a Monday night. So if you're going to the game, you get an extra bonus. A.J. Brown plays for the Eagles, and this went viral, too. Everybody was talking about. He must have known this because I don't think that he just asked somebody to get it. But at the end of the third quarter, he wasn't getting the ball. He wasn't happy. Him and Hurts have been having problems. But he whipped out a book, and he started reading the book on the sidelines. And it wasn't like he was looking at a playbook or he was looking at, what's going on in previous plays and checking out the monitor. He was looking at a book and went all over the place. I don't know if it's tongue-in-cheek. I don't know if it's real. I don't know what it is. If I'm the coach, I'm flipping out because it makes the organization and him look bad. Like he's just sitting there reading. What's next? Getting a pedicure on the sidelines or a manicure. But yeah, he was not involved yesterday in the game. And that's another one that cost a lot of people money. And I don't think it was on him. It was just the Eagles were running. So we'll see what happens with that next weekend. We're getting closer to the big game in I think it's February 9th, the Super Bowl, which will be in New Orleans. And Greek Trifecta is sponsored by Pilar Coffee Bar and Ice Treats in Deerfield Beach and the Cove Shopping Plaza. Now we're Franny for this day in history.
On this day in history.
Alrighty, this day in history, January 13th, 1929. Wyatt Earp died in Los Angeles at the age of 80. Isn't that crazy? He lived to 80 years old. That's unheard of.
Yeah.
For people of his time, especially Wyatt Earp.
Yeah.
Right? All the stuff that he went through in the wild, wild west. But yeah, he kicked all manner of cowboy ass. So they said in the gunfight at the OK Corral in Tombstone, Arizona. Great movie, by the way, Tombstone.
Supposedly he started lap dances. I don't know. You might have to check that, though. Google it.
I don't believe it.
That's why I lived 80.
I don't believe it.
I don't believe it.
I don't either. If you haven't seen Tombstone, highly recommend. I was taught, what were you watching? Because we watched Yellowstone and started watching 1923, which is a prequel with Harrison Ford. Very good.
Yeah.
And I was talking to my husband. I was like, you ever watch Tombstone? He's like, no. Good. Very good. That's Val Kilmer and, is it Kurt Russell?
I think so.
Right?
Did you watch it with him? Did you make him watch it?
No, we haven't watched it yet. We've so many things we're streaming. Landman is great. That's a new one by the guy who created Tombstone. That's with Billy Bob Thornton and Demi Moore's in it and stuff.
I've heard that's good.
Well, everybody was telling us how fantastic, so we started watching it. Very good.
Is that the one she got the Golden Glove for?
No, she got it for a movie.
Okay.
She needs more time on this show. She's like, they don't give her enough.
Oh, maybe cool.
She looks fantastic. I should. I'm gonna call somebody. I think this is Tyler Sheridan is the guy. This is everything he puts his hands on. That guy. That's a Yellowstone dude. 1923. All this stuff. He's killing it. But anyways,
good. I'll try to play tag with him.
Side note. Watch Landman. Good. Paramount Plus. 57 years ago, 1968, Johnny Cash performed a pair of concerts at where?
Prison.
Folsom Prison.
In California, I believe.
Which were later released at his Live at Folsom Prison album.
That was a huge hit. Huge album.
51 years ago in 1974, the Miami Dolphins beat the Minnesota Vikings 24-7 at Super Bowl VIII.
I think Zonka was the MVP.
They said country singer Charlie Pride sang the national anthem. 40 years ago, 1985, on a 130-yard hole at a golf course in Spain. His name was Otto Butcher Bucame. That's very interesting. The oldest person ever to hit a hole-in-one at age 99.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's not going to be touched.
Well, hold on. They said a guy named Harold Stilson broke the record. It did.
Was he 100?
They said a guy, 101.
Jesus, oh my God.
A guy named Harold Stilson broke the record at the tender age of 101 in 2001. They said the current record holder is 103, who's that Harold Stilson. So, well, no, there's another guy. They just don't give his name, right? Isn't that crazy? There's another guy at 103. They just don't give me his name on this one.
Imagine if somebody said that to you. Like they said, hey, you think that record still stands? You'd be like, yeah.
Gus Andreone, 103 years old, hits the hole-in-one. This was 2014.
Another guy got a lot of left.
He's from Sarasota.
Oh, wow.
Scored ace Wednesday at Palm Air Country Club. Yeah, I had to look this guy up.
103. That's not going to be touched.
So, yeah, that dude.
Joe from Boca.
So I'm doing research. All right, so that one guy, I don't know why they don't give this lady love. So the group said it's likely that he's the oldest golfer to score a hole-in-one, beating the previous record, not the one-on-one, of a 102-year-old woman in 2007.
Wow, God bless.
God bless his
And they're
right.
still out there
and they don't
playing
give her any love or show her name. Shame.
102. Man, that's amazing.
Yeah.
God bless her.
God bless. All
Home one.
Where am I at? Okay.
That's going to be tough to beat.
33. You said that, then we have like 4 other people who beat it.
That's why I said it. It's tough to beat.
33 years ago, 1992, Woody Allen and Mia Farrow ended their 12-year relationship. It's so creepy. When Mia found naked pictures of her adopted daughter, Soon Yi, in Woody Allen's apartment. She was later awarded custody of their children, even though he ended up...
Didn't he marry her?
Yes.
Oh, man, that's crazy. It's beyond belief.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
31 years ago, 1994. This has been building up because we've talked about 2 incidents that happened. In 1994, 2 of Tonya Harding's hoodlum bodyguards were arrested finally and charged with conspiracy in the clubbing of Nancy Kerrigan. 26 years ago, 1999, Michael Jordan announced his second retirement from the Chicago Bulls. Then we have 23 years ago, 2002, while watching football at the White House, George W. Bush choked on a pretzel.
It's true.
To the point of passing out.
Yeah.
Okay. It's true. You gotta be careful if those pretzels are dry. 22 years ago, 2003, Pete Townsend of The Who was arrested for accessing child pornography on the internet. Luckily for him, the cops bought his excuse about doing research. What? Just doing research. For what?
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty
For
brutal.
what?
That's bad.
Pete, 15 years ago, finally here in 2010, paralyzed R&B legend, very sad, Teddy Pendergrass died of respiratory failure at the very young age of 59. If you're not familiar, he was a big solo artist in the 70s and 80s, and was also a member of, Teddy Pendergrass? I've never heard of this band, so I thought maybe you know.
It wasn't the cover.
Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. Yeah.
Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes.
Yeah, which scored a hit with "If You Don't Know Me By Now."
That was
if
a huge.
You don't. Yeah, it's a great song.
Yeah, it's a great thing to tell people too when they think you let them down.
That you will never, ever, ever know me. Is that how it goes? If you don't know me,
if you don't know me by now,
you'll never, ever, ever, ever know me.
You won't know. If you don't know me by now.
And there you go for what happened this day in history. We do have a couple text messages.
Dom's looking for the song.
It's a great song. Yeah.
Oh, it's a tearjerker.
It is a great song.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just like you're walking on the beach with somebody, drinking some champagne.
Yeah.
And she says, "I want to get married," and you're like, "I don't want to get married." Hit it, Teddy.
Sing it, G-Man.
Oh yeah, Teddy. This is too good to touch.
It's true.
All the things that we've been through.
So much.
You should understand. Like I understand you.
It's a great song. All right, I'm not going to cry. All right, 47142 started off with Real Radio. Why does Greek clap his hands so much? Just curious. Do you clap your hands a lot? You do when you dance. You do dance like that.
I'm just like banging around like that. If I get a little like, I'll do it in roulette. Like if I hit, like the other night, like my buddy was like 8. I don't know where the hell he was. He said he was in a slot machine. He goes, I heard the clapping. He goes, I knew you won. Because I came right over. And I got a story about slot machines that here it is. If you're playing a slot machine and you got to go to the bathroom, get somebody to sit down. My buddy had to go to the bathroom, gets up at Hard Rock. Woman comes over. Ching! Not a ton, but something. It was like $650, but he was so mad. He walked like 10 feet away. All of a sudden, you hear bing, 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 bing. He goes, that was my machine. I don't know if that was your machine. I love people how like they possess it. That was my machine.
So G-Man was at the dentist this morning. He says like 7. I was like, man, I feel like that's early, but maybe, I don't know. Maybe my dentist opens that early and had no idea. But he says my dentist opened at 6 a.m. and closed at 5 p.m. They did 4 10-hour shifts and were closed 3 days a week. The staff seems pretty happy about it. So maybe similar with yours. I don't know. Then we have.
I wish they were close as mine.
Then we have Franny. You were talking last week about a money jar for the Love Docs. I remember it was when they changed the name, and I think this is the correct one.
That's right.
Yeah, when they changed the name from Love Docs to On Call. If they ever messed it up, because it was so hard to, because especially with Dano having to say Love Doctors for years and years. Yeah, so Dano and Megan and Nutter, they had to put cash in every time they said the wrong name.
I think that's it. I really do.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that over the weekend.
And they did have it there for Glenn, too, because I do remember Dano started it for any time. He was like, or did something or breathed into the mic. I can't remember. But then we also have Dom, and I'm guessing you probably couldn't figure out who this is from, Dom. Dom is just somber this morning because he looked in the mirror. He sucks. Penthouse rules. Dom should get diarrhea. Money's on the dresser.
Wow, that was strong.
Do you know who that's from?
Oh, yeah, Chris.
Yeah.
Management?
Probably.
The diarrhea is a little strong.
It is. He wished it upon him last week, too. So.
Yeah, I mean, like, saying you suck is okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a compliment. You got to get some hate in life. I mean, it can't all be roses, you know what I mean, and champagne. But the diarrhea, I don't know. That might have crossed the line.
Maybe. So I got a couple things I want to get into because we are in playoffs, and this is something we did not talk about last week. And I had this, and then we're going to get into a very interesting way a dude got busted. And we might have to wait until after Florida stories. But I just want to bring this up because we know the NFL playoffs have begun, and they always like to bring in very interesting things as far as food at concessions, and they change things up during the playoffs specifically. Speaking of, we will talk about South Florida Fair, which kicks off this weekend.
Ooh.
They got a bunch of new food coming in.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yes.
I'm so excited.
I'm going to be there the 29th.
I'll be there right there.
That's a Wednesday night. You won't be there.
I might come up.
So they said that 3 Giants-sized food items are being offered during the playoffs, and it's with the Chiefs, the Eagles, and the Texans. They are adding these 3 NFL teams, these giant-sized food items to their menu for the playoffs this month. At Arrowhead Stadium, the Kansas City Chiefs will have touchdown toast. So what it is, and I saw a picture of it, it's insane. It's a massive, it does, looks like brick of French toast.
There's a picture of Taylor Swift on it?
It is, no, it should, right? A massive brick of French toast with fresh berry sauce and vanilla ice cream right on top.
Ooh.
Sounds good, right? They said if you go to Lincoln Financial Field, that's where the Eagles play, you're able to order the pretzel John. It's a huge pretzel, they said, in the shape of the Eagles logo.
Wow.
And it comes with 3 sauces. There's a cheese sauce. They said there's green mustard and another one.
Philly's supposed to have great pretzels. Whether or not it's true, I don't know.
And last but not least, we have the Houston Texans are offering the bigger in Texas tamale. If you don't know what a tamale is, it's very good. It's almost, we have something similar in Puerto Rico. We call it pastel, but it's like a cornmeal kind of thing, and it's wrapped in corn husks. They're good. It has meat, chili sauce, and salsa, and they said these are all limited just during the playoffs. Now, if I show you this, I have to show you the French toast. I'll show you, G-Man. It is a freaking brick. Look at this picture. Like, how are you supposed to consume that thing?
Oh, my God.
It is insane.
Looks like a cinder block.
It does. It looks like a cinder block. Like you are going to be taking a nap after you eat that. But I'm.
Maybe they make the other team take it.
I do. Is that what they do? They feed it to them so they can't move?
Yeah, they're like, here, have this. It's on us. Have a good breakfast. Then you won't be able to catch Mahomes or Taylor Swift. Wow, that's bad. You know, thinking of going to a game, I wouldn't even think about ordering French toast. Like, that's not on my,
No,
game.
but if you saw it and you're a fan, you might be like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
That looks delicious.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But those are the things. I know they always have interesting things. And I have actually heard that our stadiums, including that the Marlins Stadium, they say has some of the best concession food.
Marlins do. They talk
do.
about
it's
it.
Good.
Yeah, every time there's a report like best food at baseball stadium, Marlins are in the top 10. Too bad the team's not. Only team who didn't spend $1 on free agency.
Yep.
So what does that tell you for this year? I don't know. That's not a great thing. But we'll see what happens. Before you know it, it will be baseball season. But football still dominates. The NFL released some numbers. I think they were, for regular season games, they were averaging 18 million. Sunday night was huge. It was like 27 million, a lot of the games. They forget the playoffs. And obviously the Super Bowl gets 100 million every year, which is really just mind-blowing that it can get that. If you want to take off Super Bowl Monday, that's February 10th, I suggest you put in now, where it's really not on the, everybody's thinking about it. Calling in sick that day, I think, is a bad day to call in sick, because they think right away, right, you were too banged up. I don't know if they will think that you lost betting, like a state like Nevada. Yeah, you know what I mean? Don't think that. But here, I don't know if it really hits you and top, like, ooh, he lost too much. So if you're going to
I would think you would want to go to work if you lost too much because then you'd make some money.
Yeah, well, you could be too depressed, too.
Yeah.
I mean, you get your ass kicked. You wake up in the morning, you're like, oh, God. Like, what was I thinking? What did I do? Those are tough Mondays. You know, like today. Look at you. You're half in a bag. And you lost a couple games. I mean, it's like one of my buddies like, oh, Greek got so mad the other night. Who likes to lose? Like, I'm like, Dave, do you like to lose? Would you like to come home and see your wife banging somebody else? No. I mean, it's not a great thing.
That's a little different, but...
It's close.
Is it?
Is it?
What is it?
It's close.
Okay.
You lose a game. Like, you're like, oh,
You're
wow,
so
this
warped.
is great. You know, you walk in, your wife's banging somebody else. Oh, sorry, I came home early. I'll be back in like 20 minutes. You guys can finish up. It is the Penthouse on a Monday. And you guys got a chance to win $1,000. Coming up, another keyword. Listen for Rover. He gives it to you. Come on, we want a winner on Real Radio. And remember, if you win, I'm going to throw in a cigar. Wow, that's unbelievable. Too generous. Too nice. We're going to come back with some Florida stories. Franny, what's in the hopper?
In the hopper, well, we have a couple things going on here, including a Guinness World Record that happened on Friday in West Palm Beach.
Really?
Yes, I will let you know about that. It is a very interesting one. Plus, we have a Broward County principal claiming he's Shaquille O'Neal's cousin while impersonating as a deputy.
Oh, great.
Yep. There is a fully run restaurant in Miami. And when I say fully run, I mean fully run by robots. I'll give you details on that. And yes. And then how many times have alligators killed people in Florida? I got the body count for you.
Oh, great.
I have these stories coming your way with the Florida when we come back on Real Radio 92.1.
We'll be your friend. Follow us at Real Radio 92.1 on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
A dream 30 years in the making is a reality. The Florida Panthers have won the Stanley Cup.
Your Stanley Cup Florida Panthers are back.
Markov works around up front. They score! They score! It was Ken Cole.
They've savored the taste of victory, but a new season is starting, and they're hungry for more.
Johnny scores! Gus Borsley beat the buzzer!
The Cats are back, and they're on the hunt for another championship.
Markov in front, right on the shot, and he scores! The overtime winner!
Listen all season long on Real Radio 92.1.
Start the celebration, South Florida. The Panthers have done it. Stanley Cup champions! Stanley Cup champions!
Your FM home for the Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers. Here's traffic on Real Radio.
From the Gordon Partners Traffic Center. If you or a loved one suffered from nursing home abuse, call 561-333-3333 or go to fortheinjured.com.
Checking out a crash here. That's going to be 95 southbound before Hobe Sound. That'll be blocking your right lane. Stay to the left of that. Heavy delays along the approach. Also taking a look at a crash here on the turnpike northbound on the ramp to Martin Downs Boulevard. That right shoulder is blocked. That's traffic. I'm Ricky Rousseau.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. At Blindster, we offer custom-made faux wood and real wood blinds and shutters, cellular shades, Roman shades, bamboo shades, exterior shades, and more, all at factory direct prices. Don't pay too much for new blinds. Go to Blindster.com.
The Locker Room Show is headed out to have a little fun at Drive Shack this Saturday, January 18th. Join the Greek for games and prizes, like a 4-pack of tickets to the Florida Panthers or Drive Shack gift cards. Check out the new Puttery mini golf courses, or get your game on at their one-of-a-kind high-tech driving range. You'll love the upscale sports bar feel, great food and drinks, and the thrill of the game. That's this Saturday, noon to 2 at Drive Shack next to the airport. Drive Shack, your entertainment and event headquarters in West Palm Beach.
Catch your Florida Panthers and Amarant Bank Arena world-class shows and events in the most premium setting in South Florida. Our private and exclusive suites, as well as our all-inclusive clubs including Amarant Vault and Corona Beach House, offering multiple ways to forge unforgettable connections with friends, family, employees, and top clients. You'll never want to experience a game or concert any other way. For more information, visit floridapanthers.com or call 954-835-PUCK today.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose. And millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Catch your Florida Panthers and Amarant Bank Arena world-class shows and events in the most premium setting in South Florida. Our private and exclusive suites, as well as our all-inclusive clubs including Amarant Vault and Corona Beach House, offering multiple ways to forge unforgettable connections with friends, family, employees, and top clients. You'll never want to experience a game or concert any other way. For more information, visit floridapanthers.com or call 954-835-PUCK today.
Want to play a game with me and Dad?
Mommy's not feeling good.
You need to vaporize that cold.
Vaporize?
Yeah, with DayQuil VapoCool. It's DayQuil plus a rush of Vicks vapors.
Whoa.
Come on, honey. Let's let Mommy rest.
You guys are amazing. And so is DayQuil VapoCool.
DayQuil VapoCool, the vaporizing daytime coughing, aching, fever, power through your day medicine. And to vaporize sore throat pain, try Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
I love my presets.
This is the best app for radio. Look at how cool this looks.
It's everything you love about your car radio in the palm of your hand.
Wow. It's got my favorite thing.
Lyrics.
Find out what everyone is talking about and get the new and improved free iHeartRadio app today.
Here's the latest with weather on Real Radio.
I'm CBS 12 meteorologist Charlotte Carl. We have a beautiful rest of the day ahead of us. Temperatures will climb into the lower 70s and the upper 60s across the area. We will have a few areas in the southern portion of the region that get into the mid-70s, but dry conditions will start to see some clouds build in late in the afternoon.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. At Progressive, they're making things even easier. They'll help you bundle your home and car insurance together so you can save on both. Learn more at Progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE. That's Progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE.
Fire up your DVR. It's time for your TV tip-off.
On Tuesday the 21st, after 11 years away, the unscripted hoax The Joe Schmo Show returns for a 4th season at 9/8 Central on TBS. Also on Tuesday the 21st, the sports docuseries The Verdict premieres at 10/9 Central on Vice Channel. Wednesday the 22nd, it's a 9th season of investigations into the unknown on Expedition X at 9/8 Central on Discovery Channel. Thursday night the 23rd, Holiday Granger and Tom Burke are back for Season 6 of the British detective drama CB Strike, which comes to the U.S. at 9/8 Central on HBO. On Friday the 24th, the Mad Men of Magic are back for an 11th season of the competition Penn and Teller Fool Us at 8/7 Central on the CW. Sunday the 26th, Morris Chestnut stars as Sherlock Holmes' sidekick solving cases after his friend's murder in the mystery drama Watson, debuting at 10/9 Central on CBS. I'm Lex Hohen, and that's your TV tip-off on iHeartRadio.
From the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
Have you been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 92.1 is WZZR West Palm Beach, an iHeartRadio station.
Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Rover's Morning Glory wants you to score some red zone revenue. Win $1,000 now. Enter the nationwide keyword credit at realradio921.com. That's credit. Enter it now at realradio921.com. And good luck from Rover's Morning Glory and Real Radio.
You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
It is The Penthouse on a Monday, January 13th. Ooh, 13th. Always bad luck. Be careful today. It's usually a Friday. We're switching it to Monday. Rams and Vikings tonight. Dom, you going to jump back in the pool, or are you going to say this is it for a while?
I don't know. I'm not feeling in this game.
All right, then don't. If you don't feel it, don't bet just a bet. It's like dating. Don't date just a date. If you
The
don't feel
only thing I would do would be one of those field goal ones, like
all
over under on one of those.
And then we have some other trend going with hockey too, right? That you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so then maybe not bet, because if you start off losing the first day of the week, it sucks sometimes.
I bet.
Oh, nice. Franny's in the house.
Hey, what's up?
And it is time for some Florida stories, and these are wackadoozos today.
Wackadoozos, huh?
Florida.
Did you say
Florida? I'm from Florida.
WTF.
What the Florida?
Okay, let's start with this Guinness World Record. And I actually know somebody who was a part of this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was very excited. She even tagged me on her Facebook post last week, was like, hey, anybody want to do this with me? I got an extra dinosaur suit.
Dinosaur?
Yeah, so that's exactly what it was about. They were trying to collectively beat a record, and this was to see how many people would show up dressed up in dinosaur suits. Downtown West Palm Beach was transformed into a prehistoric playpen on Friday night as a crowd of 468 people dressed up as dinosaurs gathered together to make history.
Did they get paid?
No.
So they just showed up in a dinosaur
Yeah,
suit.
some people just want to be a part of this to break a Guinness World Record.
Might be someplace good to meet somebody.
They said, I'm sure. They said participants dressed up as T-Rex, Triceratops, Stegosauruses, all kinds, and more set the record for the largest gathering of people dressed up as dinosaurs right here in West Palm Beach. So as I mentioned, 468. The last record, this is a world record, was only 252. So we just blew them out of the water.
Nice. We got more people that have nothing to do with their lives.
The scene was a sight to behold as dinos of all shapes and sizes shuffled into this roped area off of Clematis Street, and they were ready for their head count over there by the Guinness officiant. So, yeah, they said it was a pretty cool thing to be a part of, especially if you do like dinosaurs. This was set up, by the way, by the Cox Science Center and Aquarium, which is over there in West Palm Beach. Every time I say that, your head just... Such a child. COX.
I'm looking at Dom.
Cox
He's doing it.
Science Center and Aquarium.
I think they
Anyways.
should have got something like maybe Diet Pepsi or something.
They said after that, they did have right there on the green where they do the movies in West Palm, the Dino event corresponded with downtown West Palm Beach's Screen on the Green showing Jurassic Park.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes. And they said it's also to promote Dinosaur Safari, a walkthrough adventure which runs through April 2025 over there at the Cox Center and Aquarium.
Did you go?
No, I did not.
Oh, good place to maybe.
I'm curious if you were part of this. Let me know. I know
Yeah.
this girl Bree who was a part of it. I think she said that she was number 300 when they were counting.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And next up in your What the Florida, I saw this video and it is absolutely insane. I wonder if it's going to be making its way up here. I think his name is Brett. I don't know. And I mean a shark. A group of fishermen in Florida Keys got a huge surprise while fishing on Long Key. Captain James Pasquis, I don't know how to say it, and his team from Island Skipper Fishing were trolling near the Long Key Bridge. They said when a massive great white shark came out of nowhere and started chomping on the crew's chum nets. I did see in Jacksonville, there was another one. I wonder if it was the same one. This was like last week. But it was like biting on the boat. And this thing was huge. So yeah, they said it started chomping on the crew's chum nets. Apex predator snacked for several minutes before continuing onto its swim. Great white sharks are spotted more often now in South Florida during this time of year as they try to escape the cold waters of the North Atlantic Ocean. So, yeah, definitely really cool video. But, man, I think I would lose it if I was on a boat and that happened.
Of course, who wouldn't?
And then if you're wondering, well, how many times has an alligator killed people in Florida?
Killed or bitten?
Killed, it says.
What is the over-under? Dom's phone's ringing. Don't make me do your job. I'm going to say this year.
I love somebody says, despite their cute appearance, no, they're not cute. So, no, it just says in Florida, just general.
Oh, for a lifetime.
In general.
I think I know the number, 267.
Wow. That's a lot. Dom, how many do you think?
This is just...
Killed.
Killed in how long of time?
Forever. I'm just saying, yeah, as long as they've been keeping track.
I want to say over 500.
What did you say, G-Man?
267.
All right, so they say while they rarely bite people, they may do so for food as they are opportunists when it comes to feeding. And since 1948, the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission, this is when they started recording. So they recorded over 450 alligator bites on people in the state, with only 30 of them being fatal.
That's great. That's awesome news. Well, better than 31.
It's true.
When you think 400 and something
And
people.
250 and 400. That's great.
That's
But
awesome.
it is, right? I mean, because you would think, because I
You're
feel
like-
like just last year alone, we heard about 2 people dying.
Mm-hmm.
But how about all the people we don't know that just disappear?
True.
I mean,
But this is, like I said, what they have recorded. 30, they said they have attacks listed.
So the
This one's
alligators
only through 2022, though there were 2 attacks last year in Florida, one in Largo, one in Fort Pierce. They said 2 of the strangest attacks involved cases from 2007 and 2019. In both cases, the victim was killed by an alligator while trying to evade police in local waterways, which we have heard.
Oh, yeah.
Certain lakes in Florida also present more risks than others, like Lake Okeechobee and Orange Lake being the most gator infested in the state. I know my husband one time when we had the boat, he's like, "Oh, we should take it over Lake Okeechobee." I was like, "No, unless you want to go fishing, I'm not getting in that water. I'm not going. I'm not getting off the boat."
No, tell him. Say, Greg
Yes.
doesn't like me going over there.
Yeah, but that's it. I was very, very surprised. And here
So
they say.
you're disappointed with the alligator. Like, what are you guys
No, I'm
doing?
not disappointed, but I thought 30 that's. I
Look,
mean, it's
it's
still
good.
terrible. I'm sorry for those 30 people, but they say the best way to keep safe from alligator attacks.
Don't go in the water.
Yeah, don't feed them. By the way, it's illegal because then they associate humans with food, and they're like, oh, and they lose fear of people. They said don't throw fish scraps in trash cans, such as scrap if you live by the water, because they'll go looking for that stuff too, like raccoons. They say. Follow directions on signs. Don't go swimming anywhere outside of posted swimming areas. Swim during daylight hours. They said they're more active at night. Keep an eye on your children and pets. We know that they love small dogs.
People who go swimming at night,
they're nuts.
Like in lakes or in the ocean.
I have before. I say they're nuts. I've been not in lake, but in the ocean I have.
But I mean, that's a little scary. Like you never know.
I know.
And they were saying they're more active at night. Sounds like the mob. Crazy.
Just like the mob. And then a couple more things here in your What the Florida. We have a person who's like, yeah, I know Shaq. In fact, we're related. This 58-year-old Broward County principal was arrested, after impersonating a deputy during a traffic stop. And this was on the Turnpike, where he also claimed to be the cousin of Shaquille O'Neal. So according to the arrest report, the FHP, they said a trooper was stationary in a marked vehicle when he observed a gray Kia with dark tinted windows and an altered license plate heading southbound. So they were like, all right, that's enough for us. The authorities said that the plate raised suspicion, prompting the trooper to initiate the traffic stop. When the trooper approached the vehicle, he noticed the driver, identified as Carryton Odell Johnson, opening a wallet with a gold star inside of it. Johnson then claimed, I'm an officer, and continued to insist I'm one of you guys. So when asked for his driver's license and vehicle registration, Johnson also stated, I thought we'd treat each other better. I thought we would treat each other better, some one of you.
Yeah, we're bros.
And referred to himself as a deputy. Investigators said the FHP trooper noticed that Johnson was displaying a badge for the Broward Sheriff's Office, leading him to initially believe that, in fact, he was a deputy at first. However, after further questioning, authorities said Johnson admitted he was not a full-time deputy and stated he was a reserve deputy, and also for some reason he had to tell him he's related to Shaquille O'Neal.
That always helps.
The trooper was contacted The trooper then contacted Broward Sheriff's Office to verify his claims, only discovered that Johnson was not affiliated with any agency in any official capacity with the Broward Sheriff's Office. They said the badge that he presented was labeled honorary and was not an official law enforcement badge.
Most important question, is he Shaq's cousin?
They said he did not have a CCN number, which is assigned to all current and former law enforcement. They said it also shows him now facing a count of fraudulent impersonating an officer. Johnson was Broward County's Principal of the Year back in the day while working at Blanche Eli High School in Pompano. And yeah, that's why they said, if you look at it, he's just principal from, it looks like 2004 all the way to 2023 and did win Principal of the Year at one point. They said he did not have much to say to the local news. I'm curious. And I got to know, are you really Shaq's cousin?
That's the most important thing.
I don't know. Do you think Shaq's going to come out and say something? Because it doesn't say whether or not he is.
I don't know if Shaq's
I know. And then not really crazy, but would you guys go to a restaurant fully ran by robots?
Nope. That would weird me out.
Yeah.
I would too. Just for the novelty of it. Just once.
But if the food comes wrong, like, what do you do?
But what if the food's amazing? So Better Days Robotic Kitchen, the city's first fully robot-run restaurant, is serving up Mediterranean-inspired gourmet meals. I like Mediterranean food. And they say it's about like $4 to $15. So pretty cheap, right?
Yeah.
They said using 3 different heating methods, the AI-powered robots prepare dishes in just 2 to 4 minutes. They say offering precision cooking that rivals human chefs.
Hopefully it's not microwave.
It starts in real kitchen, but they say it starts in real kitchens with real chefs. This is the general manager of Better Days Robotics. We have a team of chefs here in Miami who have curated a menu that we think is attractive for this market. So real people actually make this menu. And then he says meals are prepared in batches, packaged with recipes embedded in the labels, and handed off to the robots for final cooking. Weird, right?
Yeah. Well, it's probably
So
inexpensive because they don't have to pay a staff.
Yeah, but they have the chefs fit it, and then the chefs give the robots the recipes, and then the robots are like, all right, let's make this.
Now, do you tip
So
anybody
weird.
or no?
I will say once an order is placed, the robots take over, measuring weights, moisture, and even accounting for whether the meal is for pickup or delivery. They said these ovens are deceptively simple looking, but they're actually communicating with their robotic arm and with freezers. Using AI, our ovens are able to cook the food to precision, so you never have something that is overcooked or undercooked. They say as a last step, we do a thermal scan on all the dishes to ensure that they're cooked to perfection. And they show this demonstration. It's crazy. It really is. And they said the person who went in there from the news said it was a really delicious meal. But they package, label, place on shelves for pickup by delivery drivers if they do have them.
Wow.
They said we really don't have any waste in our system because of the way the robot is set up. The robot can continue to serve all night, 24 hours a day.
Wow.
Crazy, right?
Well, I'm not going there because there's no hot waitresses. I mean,
And that's the only reason why I go to restaurants. I know. I go for food.
Me too.
Or hot bartenders.
And that is your What the Florida.
Great job, Franny, as always. If you have an opinion on this, would you go to a restaurant that had all robots? Let us know. I wonder if they're out there, robots doing it. But we got an interesting story of somebody getting caught cheating. And was it fair? Is it okay to get caught like this? So this guy might have got a bad break. And some unique ways, maybe you got caught cheating or you caught somebody cheating. So what's the story, Franny, with this guy?
Yeah, so, man, things, who was it? Was it the News Junkie? I was listening to somebody, and it might have been the News Junkie. I know it was on Real Radio, and they were talking about those tickets that you get from traffic cams.
Okay.
And they take pictures of your car, but sometimes you can see everything that's going on.
So who's in the car?
And they were saying, I wonder if anybody, they said, I bet you somebody has gotten busted cheating that way.
Of course.
They get the ticket in the mail, comes to the house, the wife or husband opens it up, and they're like, who's in the car with you, or whatever it is.
But the thing with that is if you're a good talker, you can say, I gave somebody a ride from work or a friend. You're not actually like seeing them doing something. I mean, you still got to explain.
And another good point they brought up, too, is if they say they're somewhere, but then the ticket was for somewhere else.
Yeah. Well, then you're lying. You're screwed.
Oh, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, I was at work this day. And they were like, well, why are you across town?
If you want to catch anybody with anything on the phone, just FaceTime them. I mean, if they don't answer.
No, but obviously if you have no suspicions, but then you get that and you're like, oh, you got a ticket and you're looking. I'm like, what the hell?
What do you do in Acapulco?
Yeah, exactly. But this is a very different way of getting busted. And I would
would have never thought this.
Yeah. A wife caught her husband cheating, and they say all thanks to a grocery store rewards program is how this happened. So we have this happened in Australia, but we have rewards programs. I have the Publix one, I have Winn-Dixie, I have all of them on my phone because you get discounts and stuff. But people who have affairs often think that they've done an excellent job at covering their tracks. But one expert is pointing out that they're not always as clever as they think. So Cass is a private investigator from Australia and is sharing the details of what she calls one of her wildest cases involving a cheating husband and how she helped catch him in the act. So she explains that her client, the wife, was pretty sure her husband was up to something. She became suspicious after he started making frequent trips from their home in Queensland to another area in New South Wales to visit his family, which he rarely did before, right? She was like, he doesn't even like his family. Why is he going so much? So the wife checked their joint bank account and saw purchases from hardware store chains and all this stuff, and also a grocery store. So she was like, but they were like no specific locations attached to those transactions. So at the time, she couldn't really prove anything. But she's like, that's weird. He's going to hardware and grocery. Still kind of weird if you're cheating. Why are you going to hardware and grocery? Unless he's helping fix somebody's house that he's banging.
Well, but that, like, if it was family, it would see, like, hey, I had to help my mom with something or something like that.
Well, and that's why she's like, she's just like, I can't prove anything. It doesn't say where it was either. So that's when this investigator suggested the wife check their joint supermarket rewards accounts. She did. And it showed purchases with the suburbs so that she could find out the locations from there where the stores were located. So it turns out he was shopping in the suburbs where his ex-girlfriend lives. Nowhere near his family he was supposed to be visiting. So she said that he got, they said he got, the PI was joking. He was like, he got $10 off of shopping, but a very expensive divorce is what she said. So that's how she found out. She went into the rewards and she was like, hey, this is in different cities or one specific city. I know that's where your ex-girlfriend lives, and that's nowhere near your family. And the guy had zero excuse to get out of it. He was like, and it was through an app, the rewards app, that showed where the locations were.
I did know somebody years ago, a few years ago, who got caught at a car wash. Like he had a 10 coupon thing, and they would put the cars down, and then his wife went in. I don't know the whole story, but something happened where they showed a different car. And she was like, whose car is this? On the list. And he got nailed like that, too. So you got to be careful, people, or pay cash. Or don't go shopping when you're cheating. I mean, there's a little bit of thing. But that's pretty... But the guy caved, too. He was like, oh, man, whatever. You never cave. Unless they got pictures. But that's pretty crazy, right? You're shopping, and you go out in a different town. I know somebody one time got busted at because where their cell was. A cell tower. They weren't in this state. They were in North Carolina.
Oops.
And they got popped for that.
That's
another way.
No good. This is interesting. So just in this article, the woman who's the investigator, and because they were commenting, and they were just like, well, why even bother to prove his infidelity when divorce is a no-fault-based system in Australia? And she mentioned, true for a lot of people, but they find it hard to trust their instincts without proof. And that was it. This woman wanted proof, and she got proof. And so... She did say in another video, this Cass, a woman explained she caught one of her client's husbands cheating with one single emoji. And it was an emoji that he used quite often. She said her client asked to borrow her husband's phone, telling him she was sending a message to her mom. But they weren't looking for any suspicious messages, which they assumed would have been deleted, right? Instead, they were looking for their husband's most used emojis, which she told her to look for, which is weird because you could see it, and there it was, the eggplant emoji, which the woman explained she had never been sent by her husband before. Of course, it wasn't direct evidence, but it was a pretty good indication that something was going on, which was later confirmed with surveillance.
Wow.
The eggplant.
They're just an emoji.
Yeah.
I mean,
but that's what guys use for the D.
Oh, man. I mean, through your phone, you always got to be careful if you're doing any shenanigans. And then you got to always remember, like, people delete it, but sometimes people forget what they're deleting. I mean, again, you start with suspicion. You start thinking somebody's acting different. You can check things. If you share credit cards, I think that's a way. And there are some people who are just, they don't know what their spouse does either way. Like like Franny was just talking about, like, say somebody was all of a sudden living up here and going down to Brickell, 3-4 times a week. You might be like, what are you doing in Brickell?
Yep.
So, also, like on your tolls, they can tell your tolls where you're going if you share an account.
Absolutely.
They can see something like,
if you guys have a SunPass account.
Yeah, like you're getting off in Port St. Lucie. What the hell is this? All the time. I mean, those are ways. Now, if you're thinking all that stuff, it's pretty, then obviously you might cover your tracks, but that's hard to remember everything.
Yeah.
'Cause
Some people aren't good at it.
Well, I think once you start getting away with anything, you just start thinking, I'm fine.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Just it's a habit. It just starts happening. Like, I'll go there, and next thing you know.
That's when you start getting sloppy. When you start getting complacent with it, you think you're doing good. 47142 started off with Real Radio. Our girl Stacy in West Palm Beach, but she said we had a blast this weekend seeing the Share Show.
Oh, I wanted to go.
As you saw, I gave our son at our intermission. I gave our son intermission, and he said absolutely not, or gave him an out because that's what I said. I'm sorry, Stacy, I kind of read that wrong. So I gave my husband an out at intermission. Because I had to beg him to go with me because he's not a musical fan, and then he was just like, no. He was like, what do you want to do? He wanted to stay.
And he wants to be Cher for Halloween.
Same thing with her son, and he said absolutely not. What an incredible show and story. That's from Stacy in West Palm Beach, and I had a lot of people message me on social media saying that they saw it over the weekend and how fantastic it was, and they learned so much about her, and it was really cool. So great show. I believe that did end yesterday. And then somebody texts, how do you tip a robot waiter? Like with a can of WD-40, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know how you tip them. I don't know if you do. Right? I don't think you would.
I don't know. You said some people are in there working, like getting the stuff ready and everything.
No, but they send it to them. I don't know I don't think those people are there at the restaurant. I think that they just curate the meals.
Well, that could be.
And give them the rest. I don't know.
It could be an attraction for a lot of people where if the food's good, I don't have to tip anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why you said the cost wasn't real expensive for a Miami restaurant.
$4 to $15, yeah.
So maybe that's why. They don't have any really, overhead of a staff, and there's no tipping. So that could save you money. It is the Penthouse on a Monday, getting you out of the gate and getting closer to that big game, February 9th, with the playoffs this weekend. But you guys are going to have a chance every hour, 13 times a day, to win $1,000. Look for Rover and listen for him, too. I think it'll help. Looking for him might be tough. We'll be back in a few minutes. Peace.
Real Radio is the news junkie.
A man was detained by sheriff's officials and cited after he jumped into an elephant exhibit at the Milwaukee County Zoo, they said.
Do you think the elephants looked at each other and they're like, so are we going to talk about the person in the room?
The News Junkie. Weekday afternoons at 3 on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Getting you up to speed on traffic on Real Radio.
From the Gordon Partners Traffic Center. Have you been injured in a motor vehicle accident? Call 561-333-3333 or go to fortheinjured.com.
Checking out a crash here. That's going to be 95 southbound before Hobe Sound. That'll be blocking your right lane. Stay to the left of that. Heavy delays along the approach. Also taking a look at a crash here on the turnpike northbound on the ramp to Martin Downs Boulevard. That right shoulder is blocked. That's traffic. I'm Ricky Rousseau.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Now's the time to shop limited time doorbuster deals during Lowe's Pro Savings Days. Save $50 on a Little Giant King Combo 6-foot ladder. Was $199, now $149. Doorbusters valid 113 to 115. Selection varies by location while supplies last.
The Locker Room Show is headed out to have a little fun at Drive Shack this Saturday, January 18th. Join the Greek for games and prizes, like a 4-pack of tickets to the Florida Panthers or Drive Shack gift cards. Check out the new Puttery mini golf courses or get your game on at their one-of-a-kind high-tech driving range. You'll love the upscale sports bar feel, great food and drinks, and the thrill of the game. That's this Saturday, noon to 2 at Drive Shack next to the airport. Drive Shack, your entertainment and event headquarters in West Palm Beach.
Preparing to tent fumigate your home or business is stressful. With up to 29 interior and exterior preparation steps, the very success of your fumigation depends on being properly prepared. Contact ALR Fumigation Preparation and Recovery, your fumigation preparation experts. Family owned and operated, licensed and insured, specializing in comprehensive fumigation preparation throughout Palm Beach County. We prioritize safety and thoroughness to make sure your property is ready come fumigation day. ALRFumigationPrep.com, your home fumigation ready.
It's 2025, which means spring training at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium is quickly approaching. Catch the Cardinals and the Marlins take the field in Jupiter with tickets, mini plans, VIP experiences, and more on sale now. Visit RogerDeanChevroletStadium.com. See you at the ballpark.
Putting things off is human nature. I get it. You're totally exhausted from the storms and the cleanup, and everyone swears, next time I'll plan ahead. Then 8 months from now, you're watching your garage door sail off into the storm front, getting dumped by your insurance company because of yet another claim you never would have made if you had a garage door strong enough to prevent it. At Mo Better Garage, we make that way mo better. If you call about a garage door when the storm is on the way, it's too late. Plan ahead And we can replace your flimsy old door now with a modern, stylish, wind-rated door that impresses the neighbors and makes the insurance company happy when it's time to renew. How do I know? Because I'm Mo. Call Mo Better Garage. But call before the storm, which is now.
Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to GoodRx.com/GLP. That's GoodRx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
Monster BTK, the latest installment of the critically acclaimed Monster franchise, exposes the chilling story of one of America's most infamous cases that shook Wichita, Kansas to its core.
When people said BTK, you think of a wild-eyed Manson-like character. What we didn't understand is he was the guy next door.
Listen to Monster BTK on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Monster BTK to start listening.
777. New patients, only 77. Bring a family member, only 67. Transfer patients, just 57. Visit mmjhealth.com/Real Radio. Again, that's mmjhealth.com/Real Radio.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Want to play a game with me and Dad?
Mommy's not feeling good.
You need to vaporize that cold.
Vaporize?
Yeah, with DayQuil VapoCool. It's DayQuil plus a rush of Vicks vapors.
Whoa.
Come on, honey. Let's let Mommy rest.
You guys are amazing. And so is DayQuil VapoCool.
DayQuil VapoCool, the vaporizing daytime coughing, aching, fever, power through your day medicine. And to vaporize sore throat pain, try Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Meal planning is work, so let Fresh from Florida help. Learn what's in season, browse hundreds of recipes, and get tips from Chef Justin by visiting freshfromflorida.com. Eat healthier with Fresh from Florida. There's sunshine in every bite.
For more information about contests on this station, visit realradio921.com/rules.
As America's largest injury law firm, size is our strength. Morgan & Morgan.
Sarah Spain for iHeart Women's Sports.
Presented by Capital One.
The PWHL's takeover tour of neutral site games continued Sunday in Denver, with the Minnesota Frost besting the Montreal Victoire 4-2 in front of 14,018 fans. That's good for the all-time record for a women's hockey game in the United States. With the win, the Frost took back the top spot in the PWHL standings, sending Montreal back down to number 2. For more women's sports stories, subscribe to Good Game with Sarah Spain on iHeart Podcasts.
Capital One is a founding partner of iHeart Women's Sports Network. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Hey, it's Bobby Bones. Join me and former NFL quarterback Matt Castle for our new podcast, Lots to Say with Bobby Bones and Matt Castle. Between us, we have over 17,500 passing yards, multiple New York Times bestsellers, and 1 Mirrorball trophy from Dancing with the Stars. So where else are you going to find a show with that much athleticism and football insight? Listen to Lots to Say with Bobby Bones and Matt Castle on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart.
Open your free iHeart app and search Lots to Say with Bobby Bones and Matt Castle and start listening.
Greek's Trifecta is sponsored by Precision Garage Door of South Florida. Precision Door, a name you can trust.
Greek's Trifecta is sponsored by Mo Better Garage. Mo Better Garage. We make it way Mo Better. MoBetterGarage.com.
This is Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
It is The Penthouse on a Monday, January 13th. Thanks for always tuning in to Real Radio. Hope you guys had a good weekend and you're back in, ready to work. 2025, we are here. Dominic's in the house.
Hello.
Ooh, Francis is here.
Hi.
Little juice by Dominic. He's starting to wake up now at 11:36, which is nice. Let's do a trifecta.
Riders up. It's Greek's Trifecta.
All right, the college playoff is set. It is Ohio State -8 against Notre Dame. That's next Monday night in Atlanta, and Chick-fil-A will be open. Ohio State ended up doing what they had to do, beating Texas. And Notre Dame beat Penn State, so the Final Four is now to 2. Should be a very good game. Ohio State laying 8. The line is dropped. It opened up at 10, and now it's down to 8. Some people think it's going to keep dropping. So if you want to bet Ohio State, maybe wait. We'll see what happens. If Notre Dame pulls this upset, wow, that would be a shocker. The NFL had their wild card weekend, and Houston won. The Ravens won. Washington won. And the Eagles won. Those are the teams that won. There's one more game tonight, and that is the Rams taking on Minnesota and Arizona. Chiefs get Houston. Buffalo and the Ravens going to be the game of the week. There's no doubt about it. I think that game is on Sunday. The Lions get Washington. The Eagles will find out who they play after tonight's game between the Rams and the Vikings. And yesterday on the bench, A.J. Brown was on the bench of the Eagles game in the second half, and he picked up a book and started reading it. Everybody saw it. He said he likes to read after the game. It was a motivational book. He wasn't happy that he wasn't involved in the game. I think that's what it comes down to. But the Eagles coach really doesn't have any kind of reign on that team. He really is. The Eagles lose, he's going to get fired. I think the only way he keeps his job is if they go all the way.
Did you see that they announced that the Steelers are keeping Tomlin?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't surprised about that. Tomlin's been there. He has the longest tenure. They lost 5 in a row, I know, but he's a very good coach. Mm-hmm. I mean, every year, I think over the last, what the hell was it? They've been bad in the playoffs, obviously. Over the last 10 years or 8 years, they've won 80 games during the season. They don't have enough. I mean, they really don't.
I think they announced it the same day they lost, that, nope, we're not going to change anything. We're keeping with him.
Yeah, they've had 3 coaches since 1970. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm not blaming Tomlin. I mean, they lost the last 5. I get that, but not to fire somebody like that. He's an icon. And let me tell you, if he got fired, he got picked up. It's not like he's going to not be working. Greek's Trifecta is sponsored by Pollard Coffee Bar and Ice Treats in Deerfield Beach and the Cove Shopping Plaza. Who do you got?
We have Trucker James on the phone.
What's up, Trucker James?
Hey, Greek. Hey, Franny. How y'all doing?
We're doing good, Trucker. Good. How are you, sir?
Well, it's been a minute since I've called in, but you asked how the weekend went. Weekend was nice. We had our Sunday family dinner. We have it the second Sunday of every month.
Nice.
But in any event, yesterday we did some Victor Sinclair double shots and had some nice Irish whiskey.
That's good. All right, that's awesome. Sounds like how's 2025 going for you so far?
It's going really well. Lost touch with Dan. I would like to try to connect with him again. But hard to do now that the love doctor's off there.
You can find him on social media still, though. You can find him on social media, and I do believe he still doing. I know he had a YouTube, like a video podcast thing that he was doing.
Lucy
Yeah, that he was doing for a while.
Yeah, those would probably be the easiest ways to get in touch with him.
Oh, well, I'll try that. And Franny, you have a very good day.
Thank you, Trucker.
You too.
Appreciate it. 877-927-6969. Unusual ways you know somebody got caught cheating, if you don't want to say it's you, or you did, or you caught somebody. Let us know those three things. There was an unusual way some guy got popped. Wasn't in our country, but he got popped by getting coupons at a grocery store.
But he wasn't getting coupons. It was just through the Rewards app.
Rewards app.
Yeah, that they found out where he was shopping. Yeah, which one, and it was in the town that his ex-girlfriend was. So I guess I've been holding on to this for a while, so we can get into it because it kind of makes sense. And because you mentioned weird ways of getting busted, stuff like that. But I also have some of the weird reasons, and this is another list of why people have gotten a divorce. Some of the strange reasons. And we've heard some ridiculous stuff. Like somebody's like, I can't stand the way they breathe. I'm just, I think you're just over the person at that point, right?
They snore too much.
Yeah, I just think, I am telling you.
They're like the Giants.
I think it may be because the whole dry January thing, but those noise canceling little earplugs I've been wearing too have been a dream too. In the beginning, it's kind of like, but I have been sleeping so sound lately. Good. I wake up going, oh my god.
You should bring them to the show.
I should, but I'm
wearing
also,
them now.
But so he can't hear us. He's like, I don't listen to you guys.
Dominic has them on every day.
But I also think it's the whole not drinking thing because I do recall when I do cleanses or when I do your sleep does improve. It really does, and that's the overall benefits of not boozing. And it's funny all week in between bartending on Friday, surrounded by it, and my friends. And if they buy shots, typically they're pretty lenient with it. And of course, try no drinking, and everybody's getting hammered. Saturday, I went out with my friends, and we went to Beer Fest.
Jesus, where was that?
It was in Abacoa, Burgers, Bands, and Brews. And then we went to Jumbie. I don't know if you've ever been to Jumbie Bay, but that place is a lot, especially when you're sober. I did that all day without drinking.
Wow.
And then I went, and then I was Twisted Tuna for watch parties at a bar. And I will say that I did tap out earlier than everybody else because there was a point where I was just like, I'm done. Can't be here anymore.
Well, you were working, too.
Well, no, but I hung out with when my friends came to see me. So I hung out with them till about 4:30, and then I left. And they're like, you're leaving already? I was like, yeah. I was like, I'm not drinking. So, but I was like, I feel like I'm quite a trooper, and I'm actually very impressed with myself.
You got good willpower.
Well, no, those past 3 days, especially if you know what Jumbie Bay is about, being there sober. But I will say my friends have been good, but also at the same time, they're pushers. And when they realize, I'm like, no, I'm not going to. But like, are you sure? Are you sure you don't want one? I'm like, pretty sure.
You're saving them money.
Pretty
you probably
sure.
saved a couple $100 right there.
100%. Like I know my husband and I are both saving money, and he's doing really good too. Both of us, we're both doing it together. I even ran into a friend. She's like, I said I was going to do it, and she's like, then I quit on January 3rd. I was like, you didn't make it too far. And she said, I wanted my husband to do it with me, but he wouldn't. And it really does help if you have support with you.
I would think that if you're stopping and your spouse isn't, it's got to be even hard. If you go out to dinner or you're home and you want to drink and they're drinking, it's tough. I mean, that's why they always say, like, when you're going to give up something, you got to give up all your friends, who were involved in anything like that, whether it's drinking, gambling, drugs, babanya,
So this with, I know we just kind of went on a tangent there, but we do have some, and some of these are really terrible and really sad, but reasons, and this is a Reddit thread of why people got divorced. One person, I knew a couple that had been married for years. The wife became pregnant around the 10th year of their marriage, and then the husband left her the day the baby was born because he decided, I don't want kids. The day he was born.
But he put the order in.
After 10 years of marriage.
He put the order in.
Oh, my goodness. Terrible reasons people got divorced. Some of these are really sad. Says, I knew a couple who had been married for 25 years. They always supported each other, got along well, doted on their daughters, shared hobbies, seemed happy from the outside looking in, right? She called me to say they were divorcing. And when I asked if there was anything I could do to help or she wanted me to babysit while they went to couples counseling, she was like, no. He wanted the heating on all day, every day, and she found it to be too hot in the house. There was no way to recover from that.
Sounds like real love.
They're like, I'm assuming there was a little more to do with it.
I think when you hear something ridiculous, you got to think.
Heating, he wanted it so hot in the house, and I couldn't deal with it.
I had to get out.
This person said that it was their friend, but during their friend's weddings, teared up during the wedding ceremony, and apparently it was considered unmanly and his wife got the ick from it, that he was crying during their wedding, that she during their wedding, that she ended up doing an annulment.
Again,
that's
gotta be
terrible.
That's got to be somebody who doesn't love somebody. So
Exactly. Guys get emotional too, especially at a wedding.
He just realized he lost half of everything he had. He's crying. He's like, oh my God, I can't believe it. I love you, but you're taking 50%.
My coworker's daughter divorced her husband right after their honeymoon because he was so cheap he wouldn't let her go out to eat. They had to get groceries from the mini fridge in their hotel room for their honeymoon, and that was all they were allowed to eat because eating out was a waste of their money now that they were married. But it was fine when she paid for meals out before they got married.
I don't understand that. Again, you're dating before.
I said, now that we're married, we got to be cheap.
I think it's a little annoying, though, one thing on a side note, when somebody's counting calories. You know, like when you're out, you're like, oh, I'm counting calories. Dude, I don't care. I don't
they don't have to tell you, but if they're doing it, let them do it.
Yeah, like I don't care. You know what I mean? But they're doing it. More men than girls that I'm around, which is funny. The guys are like, oh, I can only eat 600 calories. Who cares? I mean, that's good you're doing. I hope you achieve your goal, but I really don't care.
What does it have to do with divorcing?
It could be maybe a reason somebody
just
gets
one of Greek's pet peeves.
I know. All right.
Questions.
It's this one. I had a client file for divorce because every morning for 7 years, his wife would ask him how he takes his coffee.
That's
and he'd be like, bitch, you know how I take my coffee. It's been 7 years.
Wow, Franny on a Monday. The drink is affected.
I'm kidding. But that is a stupid reason. But I guess he was just like, it's been 7 years. And she asked me every morning how I take my coffee. It's like, you know how I take my coffee.
And why does that have to go 7 years? It should go a week. I mean, after a week, you would say to somebody like, you know I get my coffee. Like, you know what I mean? Light and sweet, like you, baby.
This one, a friend of mine divorced her husband over a cocktail. Well, he didn't drink, but she drank occasionally. They always split the bill, except if she ordered an alcoholic beverage, then she would pay for it. They said, ironically, his non-alcoholic drinks cost more than her alcoholic ones sometimes. Expensive mocktails and smoothies he would get.
Yeah.
I did notice that because I had a mocktail Saturday at a Mexican restaurant. It was delicious.
It was more money?
No, it was $6. Not bad. And that's why I got it. But I went to another restaurant my husband and I went to before we went to the share show. And it's smart because a lot of people are doing dry January and a lot of people are sober too. So now a lot of restaurants have a mocktail list.
Okay.
And at the one restaurant I was going to get it, but the mocktail was like $13 to $16. I was like, that's dumb. I ain't paying that for a non-alcoholic drink.
Like
$13 to $16.
That's a lot. It's like having sex with a condom.
Fruit juices and club soda.
I mean, come on. What are we doing here?
Oh, my God. Don't listen to him. Ironically, his non-alcoholic drinks were more expensive. A group of about 8 of us went out for dinner. Afterwards, she ordered her first alcoholic drink, a cocktail. He told the waiter to cancel it. But she was like, no, I want it. Why are you telling her to cancel it? They argued back and forth, even though she was going to pay for it herself like she normally does. She walked out and filed for divorce. He refused to pay for her dinner, so I covered it and told her to consider it her first divorce present. Over drinking. Yep. They have. I know a couple who divorced because the husband refused to shave off his beard. They're like, I'm sure there was more to the story, but apparently that was the relationship's final straw. So they claim it's these one things, but it's got to build up, right?
Yeah, there's got not even build up. There's got to be something else to get divorced over these things. Are so.
This one is stupid to me, but I understand because people were so strong on one way or the other. They said I know a couple who had differing opinions about the coronavirus and ended up divorcing over it.
Mm-hmm. That I heard. Mm-hmm. Yeah, people. Well, divorce was the highest it ever was in that year.
But I don't know if it was because maybe that was a part of it, but I think it's because you were stuck at home.
Stuck with the person.
Yeah.
24/7.
I mean, that's what they said. It was the highest ever in America, 2020. And those reasons, like you said, stuck with the person, always with them. It's like sometimes it's weird. You could be dating somebody long distance, and then one person moves. I've heard this a couple of times, and it fizzles out. It's like, because, dating long distance has that little excitement. You look forward to something, stuff like that. But, some of these sound a little crazy.
If you have any weird reasons, maybe you or somebody you know got divorced, let us know. 47142 started off with Real Radio. This one, I know a couple who split because the wife was obsessed with toilet paper usage and would listen in when her husband was in the bathroom to see how many pieces he used. How many pieces of toilet paper? How many squares? That could get annoying.
Oh, that's annoying.
Did you double wipe?
Yeah, it's like, dude, just stay out of my business.
When she's by the door, she just bang it. Boom. That is nuts.
Uh-huh. I knew a couple who were swingers. The wife fell in love with another man, got pregnant, and left her husband. By the way, she's still with the other guy today, so I guess it worked out for them.
Again, you're going to swim in that pool. You're taking a shot. I mean, if you're going to do that, things could happen like that. You know what I mean? People don't realize that.
This is funny. I know a couple whose marriage ended because of a shared love for a rival sports team.
That I can believe. Yeah, oh God. They're fighting. I saw a couple over the weekend fighting over one of the playoff games. I mean, like, really, like, getting into it. He bet, and I think she bet the other way, and he was pissed because she was winning.
Oh, that's funny. There's a couple more here. Actually, 3 more. It says, I remember, this is sad, about 15, 20 years ago, a couple in their late 90s who had been married for 75 years got divorced because the husband found out that his wife had an affair more than 60 years earlier. Yep. Says my ex-parents divorced but continued to live together as husband and wife. Weird, right? The reason for the divorce was to separate their finances because of the husband's excessive spending. Car accident caused their insurance to rise, poor credit, and other financial reasons.
Well,
so he's like, I want to stay with you, so we'll do this divorce so she could separate herself financially from him.
Well, I mean, I could see that. Financially is up there on a lot of times in divorces.
Yep. And finally here, a friend of mine said his wife shut the door in his father's face. Apparently, he got really mad about it, and things haven't been the same since. He filed for divorce a couple of months ago. Just got in a fight, and she just slammed the door, and he just got bitter and never let it go.
I know a guy, I thought it was crazy, but he found that his wife cheated on him on her bachelorette party. But it was like 15, 12 years later. And they had a couple of kids. And once he heard I told the story, he heard accidentally at a pool party. The 2 girls were fighting, and she was just like, well, at least, it was, I guess, a bartender or whatever. And he got divorced. Like, that was it. I was shocked. I was like, man, don't you give her a pass? That's all. I was like 12, 14 years ago, whatever it was.
I don't think this is a real story or real comment, but I'll say it anyways. 47142 started off with Real Radio. I found strange fingerprints on the inside of my girlfriend's thighs after a trip she went on. Maybe they're bruises. I don't know. Maybe. Okay, and then another one.
Did he get divorced?
And then finally, it said girlfriend. 47142 started off with Real Radio. A friend of mine from high school speculated that her boyfriend was cheating on her with her best friend. And one day, her friend had a get-together at her apartment, and she took her boyfriend's phone and turned the Wi-Fi on his phone, and it was already logged in, no password needed. So that means he's been in that apartment before, right? Mm-hmm. So she confronted her boyfriend about it, and he confessed. That's from Anthony, all over a Wi-Fi password. Isn't that crazy?
We never know.
Uh-huh. Her best friend, too.
Mm-hmm. That you hear that a lot.
But just from accessing Wi-Fi, got busted.
Or I've seen TikToks of the phones on the car, how many phones they have available through Bluetooth.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, whose car is this that you connect to, or this car that you connect to?
Interesting. I saw one of our listeners sent it to me. I can't remember who it was yesterday, but it was a video, and somebody's randomly filming it, and they're laughing. They're like, oh my God, this guy's busted. So all you see is this dude in a hospital gown, young dude, running through the hospital, and it says in the thing that it's because when he got checked into the hospital, they take all your stuff, including your cell phone. So I guess they gave his cell phone to his girlfriend who brought him to the hospital, and she's leaving, and he realizes that,
and he runs out
with the gown on, running, and runs out to the parking lot, goes up to his car. He's like, I need my phone, and shoes, and you can't hear what they're saying, but she was like, hell no, I'm not giving you your phone. After that freak out, she starts to back up. He jumps on the back of her car.
Oh my God!
She already looked at the phone.
Oh, 100%. But the fact that he lost it and was that freaked out that he ran through the hospital in his gown, jumped on the back of her car as she's driving off. That is enough evidence right there.
Yeah,
to be like, dude.
He should have played it cool. Like,
he did not.
Like, I'm in the hospital. I have nothing to do. There's not. What am I going to look at? I got to check videos and look for sports scores. I mean, man, he ran out like that. No wonder he got busted.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not good. And again, when people think something about it, you get like a feeling sometimes in your stomach. You're like, something seems weird. The number one thing is anytime any kind of pattern changes, there's a reason why. Mm-hmm. And honestly, if you're talking to somebody, say 6 times a day, or you go to a certain restaurant or certain things, and all of a sudden the person doesn't want to go, or I don't know, you can tell a little bit if you really listen, which a lot of people don't. But if you pay attention, you could see. You definitely can.
Somebody said, and I know people are like this too, and I think it's so silly. 47142, people who really don't even trust each other that much. That's how I look at it. But my opinion, not everybody has the same opinion, says I've seen some friends that aren't allowed on social media unless their account is shared between both of them.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
Where they have their names joint together. Yeah, I know people like that.
Well, I guess they also look at it like, why are you texting whoever? You know what I mean? Or social media, like questions and everything.
But I don't understand. Like, why can't you have your own social media page? It has nothing to do with texting.
I think you're 100% right. I'm on your page.
But what do you mean? Why are you texting whoever?
Because they might be like, why are you looking at Franny's things? Or why are you looking at this one's following this one? I mean, people ask. They're curious.
That's silly.
I agree.
Yeah.
But people are like that. I mean, people don't like somebody talking to somebody else.
I know. But to me, if you're at that point in your relationship, why even be together? That's zero trust there if you can't allow your significant other, your girlfriend or boyfriend to have a Facebook page on their own.
Franny, I think you're 100% right, but people are like that.
No, I know. That's what I said. It's my opinion. I just don't get it.
Yeah, well, you don't want to be with somebody if you got to worry about them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at the end of the day, because if they're going to cheat, they're going to cheat. I mean, that's just going to happen. And whether it's a Starbucks hula hoop contest or the Hard Rock, it's going to happen. So if you got to be worried about it, and the aggravation and stress that you spend on them and worried about them and checking their stuff, it's not worth it. It is the Penthouse, and it is a Monday, January 13th. Rover's going to come on pretty soon, and he's going to give you the keyword. You got a chance. 13 times a day to win $1,000. Who doesn't want to win $1,000? Come on.
Red zone revenue is what we call it, and it's back 13 times. As G-Man said, you're going to get the keyword a little bit afternoon. Make sure you're tuned in, and the key a little bit afternoon. So tune in. You take that keyword, you enter it, realradio921.com. If you get a phone call within the hour, pick it up, because it could be somebody from iHeart Media telling you that you just won $1,000.
There it is. We'll be back in a few minutes. Peace.
The visual aid you need for all the freaky stuff we talk about on the radio. Find it at realradio921.com.
A dream 30 years in the making is a reality. The Florida Panthers have won the Stanley Cup.
Your Stanley Cup Florida Panthers are back.
Works around, but they score! They score! Was Ken home?
They've savored the taste of victory, but a new season is starting, and they're hungry for more.
Shot, he scores! Gus Borsley beat the buzzer!
The Cats are back, and they're on the hunt for another championship.
Ball coming from right on a shot, and he scores! The overtime winner!
Listen all season long on Real Radio 92.1.
Start the celebration, South Florida. The Panthers have done it. Stanley Cup champions! Stanley Cup champions!
Your FM home for the Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers. Let's see what's up with traffic on Real Radio.
Midday delays on the Florida Turnpike. This is headed north. We're slow. Turnpike north from Boynton Beach Boulevard up past Lake Worth Road. No major delays if you're traveling 95. Make sure you slow down for pedestrians. That's traffic until Easter.
This report is sponsored by Florida Public Transportation Association. Florida's transit connects you to fun. Whether it's a night out in the city, a concert, or a trip to the beach, Florida's transit network takes you straight to the action. From theme parks to concerts, transit will get you there on time. Visit transitconnectsflorida.com and find your way to fun today.
Hey, it's a Greek, and it's a Monday, and we're kicking off a new week. And every day you get done, you get closer to retirement, and you get closer to realizing, hey, man, before I know it, I'm going to be done. And I could just kick back and enjoy South Florida. Well, Trajan Wealth can help you with enjoying South Florida, no matter what you're doing. Maybe it's friends and family, maybe it's beach time, maybe it's your boat, or maybe it's golf. But you got to get on the golf course and be able to relax. And you can relax if you have a good retirement plan. Trajan Wealth can help you. You got to call them. 561-390-1000. 561-390-1000. When you're at a golf course, you need a good caddy. When you're planning your retirement, you need a good company. Trajan Wealth can help you. 561-390-1000. 561-390-1000. Offices in West Palm Beach. If you love golf and you love South Florida, you'll be playing a lot more of it when you retire and you want to enjoy your retirement. Call them today at 561-390-1000. Peace. Advisory services offered by Trajan Wealth, LLC, and SEC registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
Don't just wait for the big game. Bet on big playoff games every weekend. Only on Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us and turn playoff predictions into paydays. If your team season is already over,
Looks like they're headed home early.
it only takes $1 to make any game interesting. Download Hard Rock Bet. Win your first bet or get up to $100 back in bonus bets. Payable in bonus bet up to $100. Not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Putting things off is human nature. I get it. You're totally exhausted.
from the storms and the cleanup, and everyone swears, next time I'll plan ahead. Then 8 months from now, you're watching your garage door sail off into the storm front, getting dumped by your insurance company because of yet another claim you never would have made if you had a garage door strong enough to prevent it. At Mo Better Garage, we make that way mo better. If you call about a garage door when the storm is on the way, it's too late. Plan ahead, and we can replace your flimsy old door now with a modern, stylish, wind-rated door that impresses the neighbors and makes the insurance company happy when it's time to renew. How do I know? Because I'm Mo. Call Mo Better Garage, but call before the storm, which is now.
Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose. And millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Real Radio weather.
I'm CBS 12 meteorologist Charlotte Carl. We have a beautiful rest of the day ahead of us. Temperatures will climb into the lower 70s and the upper 60s across the area. We will have a few areas in the southern portion of the region that get into the mid-70s, but dry conditions will start to see some clouds building late in the afternoon.
This report is sponsored by Straight Talk Wireless. Don't let data limits hold you back from being the gift master in the family group chat. Switch to Straight Talk Wireless and get real unlimited data on a reliable 5G network. Straight Talk, available at Walmart or straighttalk.com.
It's Frank Mir, two-time UFC heavyweight champion. When it comes to my health, I trust only the best. Vita Vita Medical. Don't settle for imitators or trendy gimmicks.
Call 888-831-3314 or visit VitaVitaMedical.com today.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
From the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
Have you bbeen in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 92.1 is WZZR West Palm Beach, an iHeartRadio station.
Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Rover's Morning Glory wants you to score some red zone revenue. Win $1,000 now. Enter the nationwide keyword green at realradio921.com. That's green. Enter it now at realradio921.com. And good luck from Rover's Morning Glory and Real Radio.
Bitch, you know how I take my coffee.
You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Wow. If you're with Franny and you wake up in the morning and she says, how do I like my coffee? What are you going to hear?
That was aggressive. Bitch, you know how I take my coffee.
That was her at a restaurant.
I would never.
She goes there every morning. To
Pilar? No.
Oh, never.
She would never do that there.
She would never do it anywhere. Franny's too nice. She's a perfect person. Are you kidding me? One of the nicest people I've ever met in the United States. Dominic's right behind her. Dominic, what's happening?
How's it going, G-Man?
12 o'clock. You over your loss yet? Usually it lingers for a couple hours. Tonight, the Rams. Come on. We go back in. We jump right on. You get off the horse, you get back on. That's it. Franny's in the house.
What's up?
And it is time for the portion of the show. Ooh, big word. Fun facts.
It's Franny's Fun Facts. All right. January 13th all day long. And what is our holidays today? We've got...
Can we pick them?
Make Your Dream Come True Day.
That's what I do every day.
National Clean Off Your Desk Day.
If you're getting blown out.
The day that I try to, at least I try my best to do every day. It's National Gluten Free Day. It's also National Sticker Day, Public Radio Broadcasting Day.
Ooh.
And National Rubber Ducky Day. Now, you probably thought I was going to do the radio one. I'm not.
I tell you what.
I'm going to get into some rubber duckies. The origins of the rubber ducky. The first rubber duckies were solid rubber and didn't float. They were made as chew toys in the late 1800s before evolving into the bath time buddies that we know today.
How about you?
Now, it doesn't say if it's a chew toy for humans or dogs. I'm not
Probably
sure
50-50.
which one it is.
Would that make you a reason to get divorced if your wife was taking baths with rubber duckies?
No.
No? All right.
The rubber duck skyrocketed in popularity after Sesame Street's Ernie sang the classic Rubber Ducky song.
Oh.
In the 70s, by the way, earning a Grammy nomination.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, for Rubber Ducky, You're the One.
A lot of good music in the 70s.
The Great Rubber Duck Spill in 1992, 28,000 rubber duckies and other bath toys were accidentally released into the Pacific Ocean.
People were
They
in therapy
traveled
for
across the globe for decades.
Yeah, people were upset.
They actually said it helped scientists study ocean currents with this accident.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that crazy, though?
Because they see where the duck ended up.
I can imagine. Can it just on a cruise, you're like, is that 28,000 rubber duckies floating by us?
Yep. No drink in January. I'm seeing crazy things.
The largest rubber duck in the world was created by a Dutch artist, Florentine Hofmann, is over 60 feet tall and has traveled the globe as a giant floating art installation. They say some people love their rubber duckies to the next level. Guinness World Record, large collection, belongs to Charlotte Lee, who owns over 9,000 unique rubber ducks. So they're all different, all 9,000. You did not know rubber duck races are held worldwide to raise money for charity, often supporting clean water and environmental causes. Thousands of numbered ducks race down rivers. The winners do earn prizes for participants. NASA once used rubber ducks in a glacial study, releasing them into Greenland's meltwater to track how water flows under the glacier. So yeah, they use it a lot for science. And then finally here, do you guys know, and if you've seen it, our morning show, Mo and Sally, they have rubber ducks.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen it on their dash?
No.
You have it?
Oh, you see it on a ton of Jeeps.
Yeah, it's a thing. But I used to own first car I ever bought for myself was a Jeep. It's 2001 maybe? I don't know. I think it was 2001. But that wasn't a thing. It really started 5 years ago in 2020. If you look, a lot of Jeeps, and they collect them, have rubber ducks on their dash. And I was like, what is this about? Yeah, it started, well, I didn't get screwed. It's just a new thing. But it started in Canada, actually. And they call it Jeep ducking. Jeep ducking in 2020, and when a Jeep owner in Canada who wanted to spread positivity started leaving rubber ducks on other Jeeps. We just leave random ones. It caught on quickly as a way to connect with fellow Jeep enthusiasts. That now it's a thing. Jeep owners share a strong sense of camaraderie and leaving or receiving a rubber duck is a fun, lighthearted way to acknowledge the bond and brighten someone's day. So yeah, they just kind of leave it right there. Leave it on somebody's Jeep, and then they collect them and they put them on their dash.
The biggest duck I've ever seen is down at the SLS in Brickell, Miami. They have huge ducks by their pools. I mean, really big, like massive. That's the biggest duck I've seen. Just the rubber ducky song? This song got a Grammy?
Nominated for a Grammy.
This song sucks. Wow, what a con out.
I liked it when I was a kid.
Dom, is this your ringtone? When you're smoking Babanya?
I don't think it earned a Grammy or a nomination for the record of the year or album or what a song of the year or anything like that. I think I was specifically for maybe
rubber ducks.
Maybe children's shows, maybe TV. I don't know. I don't think it was out there with the rest of those top songs
Oh,
of the
not
year.
top
G-Man.
40,
No,
yeah.
there's a bunch of
No.
categories when
All
it
right.
comes to Grammys. Spoken word, all kinds of all kinds of things, G-Man. All right, and that's it. I'm done.
All right, good. Rubber duckies, if you're a big fan, calls. If you got caught cheating in a weird way or know somebody got caught cheating in a weird way, call us at 877-927-6969. You can also text us at Real Radio 47142. There is a Monday Night Football game tonight. You might be surprised, but it's a playoff game. The Rams are playing Minnesota, and the Rams are getting 2.5 points. Dominic says he may not jump into the pool. It was a rough weekend. That's good, though, because you have the maturity to say, like, ooh. You know what I mean?
Talk to me at 7 o'clock tonight when I'm putting in my bed.
Why, you think as time goes on, you'll crap out?
Maybe.
Take
I'll hear something, good over under to put on or something.
If I took a sleeping pill every Sunday between, like, I say 11 and 1, forget where I'd be today. And you wake up like 5 after 1, and you're like, all right, games are too late. Sometimes the bets you don't get in are always usually the best ones. You're like, man, I can't believe it. Yeah, you can call us or text us at Real Radio. You can go to our website, check out Franny and me in the studio. Always sponsored by Jason Weiser. Saturday Night Live is coming back this week, and Dave Chappelle is going to be a host. That's always great when he gets on there. I thought Saturday Night Live was done, but they were done for the season. So I guess they got a couple more shows coming up.
Yeah, I did see, I think, the 25th, Timothy Chalamet, the one who played Bob Dylan. He's actually going to be the host and the musical guest performing Bob Dylan songs.
Which is
I
great.
saw,
Yeah, that'd be cool. Now he's going out one of the Jenners, right? I think the one Jenner, or whatever her name is.
The one he's going out with one of Jenner's. I think the one Jenner.
There's two of
Thank
them.
you for that.
There's two of them. He's going out with
Thank you.
one of them.
I know. I think he's going out with one of Jenner's. I think it's the one Jenner.
Probably the other Jenner.
All right. Thank you for that. Yes.
Maybe it's
He
the
was
mom.
Kylie. Yes.
You have somebody at home?
Yeah, we have your buddy Jorge.
Jorge, what's happening? Great day for you today, Jorge.
Oh yeah, yes it is, buddy. Yes it is. Yep, we got a coach now.
He's a good coach. He won Coach of the Year. Obviously, he knows the Panther Patriot way, and it's very exciting. I think that's a perfect fit.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I'll tell you what. I couldn't believe that they were. I don't know if they were thinking of having Brian Flores come in to interview. Did you hear anything about that?
No, but they could have just been a requirement that they would have to because of the Rooney Rule. I don't know. But I think, like I said, he's a good coach. I don't think he should have got fired at Tennessee. He won Coach of the Year, got them to the AFC Championship. He won 3 rings with the Patriots. It's perfect.
Oh, yeah.
He'll get a couple of the ex-Patriot players involved, they said. McDaniel might become his offensive coordinator. So I think you'll see a turnaround sooner than later with the Patriots.
Yep, that's what we're hoping. Yep. So who's in the? How many teams is it down to now? I haven't been watching any of the playoffs.
8.
Down to 8. Huh?
Yep, that's this weekend, and then it'll be down to the final 4 after that, and then February 9th, the big Super Bowl in New Orleans. But yeah, some good games this weekend. You got the Ravens playing Buffalo. It's gonna be a great game. That is the matchup. That's the matchup of the weekend. Chiefs, they got Houston. They'll beat them. You got Philly waiting to find out who they're playing. And Detroit's home against Washington, and I think they'll smack Washington.
Oh, yeah. Man, I'll tell you what, that quarterback for the Ravens, he's got some arm on him, huh?
Lamar, yeah. I mean, Lamar, local kid, Boynton Beach. He's won the MVP twice. He's fast. He's, the only thing for him, a lot of times people are talking about him with his arm, but he seems to be getting better and better with age. I think he's in the league 7 years, but it's going to be a very big game for them. And them in Buffalo, who knows?
Oh, yeah. It could go either way with those two teams.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, it's really a toss-up. And in sports betting, if you're smart, the games like this that are so like you're flipping a coin, you really stay away. But it's going to be a great game. I'm sure rating-wise they'll get over 30 million. And I think it's Sunday at 1 o'clock. I'm not sure the time yet.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you what, if you were smart, you wouldn't be betting, buddy.
Then what do you do? Just hang out? I mean, everybody's got a vice. So, I mean, there's always something to do. It doesn't justify it. In the long run, you're going to lose more than you win. Yes, we know that. But it's fun. So, I mean, that's what it's about.
I'll tell you what, I was watching over the weekend some reruns of the old Alfred Hitchcock shows, the short stories.
Yeah.
And they had one in there with Robert Redford. I mean, he was young, and he was a gambler, and his older brother was a gambler, and he didn't know his older brother was a gambler, but it was just all about card playing and making money and all that stuff,
Mm-hmm. It just goes right into, when you're betting sports, every season changes and nothing, you just keep betting. You're betting football, then you bet basketball, then you bet baseball. I never got into cards. That's a different scenario.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I used to work with this guy. He, I think he came from New York area, and this was years ago, like 25 years ago.
Okay.
And this guy he was into the horses big time.
Oh, yeah.
And he ended up taking a second mortgage out on his home.
Oh, that's nice.
without his wife knowing about it.
Awesome.
And then he had to leave town because the boys were looking for him.
Ah, all right. So he left his wife in a great position. Second mortgage, and she has to leave. They're off. Yeah, well, it's never good when it gets to that level. And, again, bet, have fun, don't lose what you can't afford, and you don't want people chasing you and stuff like that. That's the negative side of gambling, obviously.
The only gambling I take, buddy, is getting out of the rub and tug without getting arrested.
All right. Well, I mean, that's a goal.
Okay. Interesting.
But again, so far that's worked out for you. So let's just, whatever you're doing, keep doing it, brother.
Oh, yeah. It keeps stroking.
All right. All right. You're always a man. You're very unique. And don't ever change, brother.
All right.
Peace.
WD-40 out, buddy.
All right. Go Patriots. 877-927-6969. That's the number to call.
Somebody let me know for Rubber Ducky Day. They said they're still actually finding those rubber ducks out there, the ones from 92.
Really?
Yeah. They're
Where?
still, if you think there are 28,000 of them, they're still floating around.
I saw one in the pond by iHeart right in the corner.
It's not the same.
Okay.
And it says, I watched a reel yesterday of a couple sitting across from each other on their phone. The woman had her camera on and zoomed in on her man's eyes so close she could see the reflection of the video he was watching. And it was a girl dancing in a bathing suit.
Is that bad?
I don't know. I guess according to her, but I think that's funny that she zoomed in so far that she could see the reflection in his eyes.
Wear shades.
You can see the reflection in the shades then. Probably
sure
better.
Yes, Tom.
We just had Evan calling just saying that Mike McCarthy's out as Dallas Cowboys coach now.
I saw that yesterday, right? What did they, or were they
It's
talking
official,
about?
though, I
It is
believe.
official. Okay.
Yeah,
I thought that news already broke.
I think he's still the writing on the wall. I mean, they were not happy with him. He had a couple great years good years, with the 12-3, but they never did well in the playoffs. We'll see who they end up getting now. So it's official.
Mm-hmm.
And that's brutal because last week they told me couldn't talk to the Bears.
And that's true.
And then this week they fire him. I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, Jerry Jones, I'm sure, is not easy to work for in any shape or form. He's getting older. Obviously, that could affect his judgment and his thought process on the whole thing. But you know what? He might be happier at a different team when there's less headaches and drama. I know it's a paycheck, and I'm sure he'll be taken care of 100%. But I just think they were done with him. 877-927-6969. That's the number to call if you want to get involved in the show. You can also text us at Real Radio 47142.
So I mentioned I was going to talk about this. The South Florida Fair does kick off on January 17th. It goes on till February 2nd. And the theme is... it is Imagine the Future of the South Florida Fair.
Let me think about the future.
Imagine the future. So they're going to have all kinds of cool stuff, right? They said that they wanted to look into the theme. The centerpiece of the theme is a collection of 15 interactive science fiction, science future exhibits housed in the Expo East building. And it's designed by SciTech out of Perth, Australia, and produced by Imagine. They said these exhibits will allow guests to move objects with their mind, turn invisible, be mimicked by lifelike robots, see augmented reality in action, and a bunch more. They said that they're going to have a bunch of new acts and old favorites that are going to be headed to the fair. Other new features will be presented into they're going to have the Flying Royals Trapeze Troupe, which sounds fun. Have we ever had a trapeze troupe there?
I don't think so.
Yeah, that sounds fun. And I think I've heard of the Flying Royals. I think they're a pretty big deal. Foods of the Future, which I'm going to talk about. They're going to have 2 EDM nights, 2 electronic dance music nights. And then they said fun features returning include their hypnotist that they have, the tribute band competition, a drumline competition. Love that. And they said the cowboy and cowgirl circus act. Plus, of course, they're going to have over 200 rides, games, attractions, all the stuff we're used to. The Super Himalaya, the Kraken, Candyland Adventure Funhouse. Those are going to be the new ones that they have. And they're going to have live bands, award-winning agriculture, as they always do. And, of course, that great food. So they said there's going to be award-winning agriculture, livestock programs, more than 2,000 exhibits from over 30 Florida counties, the historic yesteryear daily parades, sci-fi on ice, and 4 entertainment stages featuring live bands like the Beatlemaniacs, the Red Knot Chili Peppers. I love that. Yep, I love that. Spread the Dub. They're fantastic. N2 Nation, Joe Reed, and Heartland, and a bunch more that are going to be there. So I looked it up, and I was like, all right, I got to check this out. So as far as the new food, tell me, does this sound good to you or not? They're going to taste 11 new food items that are going to be specific for this Foods of the Future. And they said, and you can vote for your favorite. Eventually, once you get to sample it, then you can go and vote on the website, or maybe it's right then and there. So they don't give you details, but there's one, a deep fried, they call it a cosmic brownie because they make it look all cosmic with sprinkles, but deep fried brownie. You can find at the Bulk County store.
That sounds good.
Would you have that? A galactic strawberry lemonade donut.
Okay.
Yes, no, maybe so? He says, okay, you say no?
No.
I don't know why, but it's a Cajun taco, hyper Cajun taco. That's at a place called Forget Me Not. So you can check that out. Oh, the donuts at Fluffy's Donut. Then they have, this sounds good, if you like a corn dog, Flaming Hot Cheeto corn dog.
Whoa.
Right? So
Flaming hot.
So it's got the Flaming Hot Cheetos encrusted around the corn batter of a corn dog. I think that sounds delicious. Let's see. This is weird, and you know how much I love pickles. Milky Way sweet pickle shake. Milky Way sweet pickle shake.
A shake.
Ooh.
I don't know.
I'll pass on that one.
That pickle pizza at the fair, delicious.
Yeah.
Pop Rocket fried Oreos. I'm guessing it's Pop Rocks outside of a fried Oreo.
That sounds good.
So you eat the fried Oreo, and then things start crackling in your mouth. They have a cheesy jalapeno pretzel dog.
What?
Yes, please.
I'll pass.
That thing looks amazing. Do you like jalapenos?
Mm.
No, I love spicy food.
That's very hot.
Holographic cheesy jalapeno pretzel dog. A strawberry shortcake crunch cone.
I'll take that.
Yeah. So you know the bars, what are they called? The ones that you get and they do the chocolate eclair and the strawberry.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like on the outside.
Okay.
It looks like one of those.
Okay.
From the ice cream trucks you're talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah. Okay.
They have a cyber honey curd burger. So it's got bacon. It's a burger, and it's the top of it looks like a cinnamon bun, which is crazy. So, or like a honey bun, I guess, the honey part. It's a honey bun. It's got burger. It's got the fried cheese curds.
Ooh.
And bacon.
Ooh.
That's got my attention.
Like all smashed on there. That's a cyber honey curd burger. That's going to be at the Shockley's food service. The future flame tenders, to me, it almost looks like what they do at Miller's Ale House. What do they call those? Zingers. It looks like a zinger melt.
Okay.
So you have the tenders, cheese. They put jalapeno on top and put it all melted on top of chicken tenders. And then finally here, that's at Savory Catering. Finally here at Chicken and Waffles, they're going to have this out of this world chocolate chip chicken and waffle.
Ooh.
Huh. Yeah. So there you go. Some new things that you can try when you are at the South Florida Fair.
And that'll be here, like you said, before you know it. Staple in our, obviously, our community for years and years. Dom, do you try to go out there outside of work or only with work?
Usually it's outside of work. Usually one for work, one for
Me
without,
too.
you know.
Me too. So that 29th is a Wednesday. It's work related, but I'll definitely be heading out on a weekend
That's
with friends.
bike night?
Yes, it's going to be the second bike night. So they do 2 bike nights. It's really cool, and anybody can participate in it if you want to get involved in that bike night. I think there may be is there a small fee? I got to look into it. But I know I did it but the past couple years I've been there. And they have hundreds of motorcycles parading around. It's 2 nights, the 22nd and the 29th that they do it. I want to get some more information because actually one of my friends is very interested in riding this year too, so I have to get him some information. But I do know that I'm doing it on the 29th. On the 22nd, with that bike night and the fair in general, they are doing something to honor those the police officers that were killed out there in Loxahatchee, the 3.
That's very nice.
That were there. So they're doing something for them, too. They're doing a ceremony for them that day on the 22nd. So, yes, I will be there on the 29th. But they have all kinds of stuff. The pig races are back, which is my favorite. Lindsay
bet on
Lohan.
them.
Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah, it might be on the Hard Rock app.
I don't know if
That's
it
what Greek will be.
I'll be on the Hard Rock app. I'll be like betting. I'm like, give me the pig races.
Yeah, so it's always a fun time. I know the fair is not your JMG, man, but I know a lot of people do look forward to it.
No, I like going when they pay me.
Exactly. So here we go. Bike night. If you got a bike or whatever, a motorcycle, don't go in your ding, 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 ding on your little bike.
Yeah.
But it's so bike night is $5. Here we go per person, and you must ride on a motorcycle to receive this admission special, because that's it. That's your admission. Then you can hang out afterwards,
which is cool.
Staging starts at 5. So you have to be there. They say, but that's when they start staging. They say no later than 6 p.m. because the parade starts at 6:30. So they said, come join the fun. More than 300 motorcycles parade throughout the grounds. So bring your bike and ride in the parade. And anybody, if you got a bike, you can show up and pay that $5 and be a part of it.
No, aren't you supposed to be the first one this year?
That's what they say.
All right.
So we shall see.
Let's hopefully Franny is the lead.
Either way, it's fun.
Oh, I know.
It's a great time.
You don't care.
Opens this Friday.
Yep.
Yeah.
17th.
Now, Don, would you want to be number one, or it wouldn't bother you?
Mm-mm.
Nah, just throw me in the mix. Everything's good. The fair is going to start this Friday, so check it out. Make some reservations. Make sure you put some time aside to go there with your friends, family, or with the kids.
Or with the PF.
Or with the... No.
That was quick.
I know.
I don't know if PF's back home yet. She's in Mexico.
She was in Vegas.
No, I said Mexico. I never said Vegas.
Oh, you said last week you said Vegas.
No,
I don't know.
I know. I said Mexico.
Oh, okay.
I did.
All right. Okay.
believe
All right. I
Cancun.
believe you.
Cat food?
Cancun.
Cat food?
Like what? My God.
That's weird.
Maybe you lost too many bets this weekend. It is the Penthouse on Real Radio. We'll be back in a few minutes, and Franny's got an interesting subject. Sometimes you can maybe make light of a serious situation or something you should be decent at. We'll be back. Peace.
Real Radio is the news junkie.
I was actually chiming in on the fact that you could buy a cannon. We
You
know
can.
this because we have bought a cannon on the show before.
Yeah, you can buy a cannon. You could buy like a big ass cannon if you wanted to. Hold on, let me rephrase that. You could buy a large cannon.
Ass cannon, I'm in.
If you want to.
The News Junkie. Weekday afternoons at 3 on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Here's traffic on Real Radio.
Midday delays on the Florida Turnpike. This is headed north. We're slow. Turnpike north from Boynton Beach Boulevard up past Lake Worth Road. No major delays if you're traveling 95. Make sure you slow down for pedestrians. That's traffic on Jody Stewart.
This report is sponsored by Audible. Tap into your well-being with Audible audiobooks, podcasts, and originals. Expand your life with expert insight and motivation for better health, habits, relationships, finance, and more. Start listening free when you sign up for a 30-day trial at audible.com.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Hey, it's the Greek for Jason Weiser, my attorney. Whether you were injured due to a car accident or a medical malpractice issue, a slip and fall, or any kind of injury due to a fault of another, their team can help you. Board-certified personal injury attorneys. They can help you determine the responsibility party and pursue the damages and justice you deserve. Contact them at 561-689-8180, 561-689-8180. No fees unless they win. Jason Weiser, my attorney for over 20 years.
New year, new mini plans for spring training at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium. Purchase a 3-game mini plan for Marlins Mondays or Cardinals Tuesdays starting at just $75. 4-game and 6-game packs available starting at $100. Visit RogerDeanChevroletStadium.com to learn more.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Today, we're the largest injury firm in the world, and I'm thankful to you for trusting us all these years. We'll always be here for the people, not the powerful. Injured? The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near near you.
Hey, it's Franny, and stop wasting your time with lowball offers. Head to GiveMeTheVin.com, America's best car buyer. They'll come to you, check in hand, even pay off your payoff. Cars, trucks, SUVs, exotics, they buy it all from $2,000 to $200,000. Just enter your VIN or license plate at GiveMeTheVin.com and get a cash offer in 60 seconds. It's fast, pressure-free, and they guarantee top dollar. Selling your car has never been easier at GiveMeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Attention men, are you struggling with low energy, confidence, or intimacy? For over 25 years, Vita Vital Medical has helped men just like you reclaim their vitality.
I was tired, frustrated, and felt like a shadow of myself, but Vita Vital Medical changed my life.
At Vita Vital, we create custom treatment plans for ED, low T, and more. Our advanced therapies deliver results without surgery, guaranteed on your first visit, or it's free. Call 888-831-3314 or visit VitaVitalMedical.com today. Vita Vital Medical, your partner in total men's health.
I'm Mark Anajar.
I'm Glenn Levine.
I'm Ellie Anajar.
And we're Anajar and Levine. Experience the Anajar and Levine difference by calling us with any of your legal needs. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In office, West Palm Beach.
There she is, founder and CEO. High five.
Dave can't stop celebrating with every business owner in town.
All right, Baker Man, high five.
He's sharing the excitement of big savings with the Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee.
Woo, up top, bike shop.
Yeah. It's 5 years of gig speed internet.
Quick, high five.
5 years of advanced security.
5 years.
And 5 years of a great rate that won't change.
Yeah, law partners. Chamberlain, Messethorpe, Dubois.
All from the company with 99.9% network reliability. Switch today and get the 5-year price lock guarantee.
5 years.
It's back, but only for a limited time.
Woo.
Powering 5 years of savings, powering possibilities. Comcast Business.
Can't forget you, voiceover guy.
Ah, thanks, Dave.
High five.
Ends 3/9/25. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge for new customers on qualifying internet bundle, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose. And millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Whether you're tinkering in your garage or tackling big projects, if you know the value of working with your hands, you know Harbor Freight. And you can be confident knowing that at Harbor Freight, you can get quality tools at prices that work just as hard as you do. Because the only thing more satisfying than a job well done is a job well done, well under budget. Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline nasal spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Let Express Employment Professionals help you hire for contract or full-time jobs. Forget about recruiting, sifting through resumes, and interviews with unqualified applicants. Go to expresspros.com to find the location near you. That's expresspros.com.
Here's what's happening with the weather on Real Radio.
I'm CBS 12 meteorologist Charlotte Carl. We have a beautiful rest of the day ahead of us. Temperatures will climb into the lower 70s and the upper 60s across the area. We will have a few areas in the southern portion of the region that get into the mid-70s, but dry conditions will start to see some clouds build in late in the afternoon.
This report is sponsored by Stand Up to Cancer.
Joe Buck and John Smoltz welcoming you back to the City Center Convenience Mart.
Uh-oh.
She's looking at the cigarettes, but she just grabs the gum off the counter. Stand Up to Cancer and Rally want you to reduce your risk for cancer. Go to takeahealthystand.org.
I love it.
Join the millions already on the new and improved iHeartRadio app.
It's so easy to use.
The live radio dial, presets, scan, plus lyrics, podcasts, and your favorite artists' radio.
Just type it in, and there it is.
Now it's even easier to discover what you love.
I love my presets. Adding presets is so much fun.
This looks really nice.
Just in time for the new year, the new and improved iHeartRadio app. It's everything you love about your car radio in the palm of your hand.
Very cool update. 5 stars, guys.
Greek Trifecta is sponsored by Jason Weiser, attorney at law.
News Junkie is sponsored by FAMU's Mary. Educate, learn, talk.
This is Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast.
Love to sit and chat, but crack don't smoke itself.
You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Never gets old. Might be the greatest line for The Penthouse so far in 2025. I mean, Franny really hit that. Got to give credit. It is The Penthouse on a Friday. Dominic's in the house.
Hello.
And, of course, Francis is here.
What's up?
Can we hear that again, just for some motivation?
Love to sit and chat, but crack don't smoke itself. Motivation, huh? What did it motivate you to do?
Just get up in the morning.
Better watch out. Freddie might.
Bitch, you know how to take my coffee.
We're getting a nice collection of Franny.
Yes, we are.
Oh, man. It is time for a Greek Trifecta.
Riders up. It's Greek's Trifecta.
All right, the NFL had its wild card weekend. And maybe you didn't know this, and maybe you did know it. How much do you think every player gets paid for Wild Card Weekend? Dom, any clue?
No, I don't. I have no idea because it could range.
I have no idea either.
$49,500.
I never would have guessed that.
I was gonna guess like $200,000. You know.
Now, if the winner of the Super Bowl gets $177,000. I thought both would be a lot more, to be honest with you, with the gazillions that they make. This is in addition to, obviously, their salary. This has nothing to do with what they make for the team, their salary. But this is based on a bonus. You can look at it that way. And each round, it goes up. So the last weekend was the wild card weekend. Now it's the division round. Then it's the championship. And then it's the Super Bowl. And I know this team who wins the Super Bowl, each player gets $177,000. So not bad for an afternoon worth of work, but again, that's what the NFL players get. Speaking of the NFL, there were some winners this weekend. Houston ended up winning, beating the Chargers. Ravens beat the Steelers. Washington beat Tampa Bay last night, and the Eagles smacked around the Packers. And then tonight you got a game, and the game tonight is the Rams against Minnesota. And Rams are getting a couple points. They moved the game because of the fires in Los Angeles, so the game is in Arizona. They are still expecting over 60,000 people at the game. College football, Ohio State's taking on Notre Dame next Monday night, and it's in Atlanta, so Chick-fil-A will be open. There's an extra bonus for you where you guys can check it out, and Ohio State is -8. And yesterday, if you were watching the games and you had Barkley for anytime touchdown, sometimes when I say this stuff about sports betting, it just blows my mind as how big it's gotten and how quiet it was years ago and how everybody had Barkley to score anytime touchdown. And Barkley broke one late in the game, and he just took a knee. And he broke a lot of bettors' hearts really bad. There was a game, and I'm trying to think of the running back for the Rams. It happened years ago, and it was the first time somebody did a big kneel down, and it was for the game to go over, and he took a knee at the 2-yard line. I see who it is in my head, but I can't get his number. I mean, I got his number, but I can't get who he was. But he was a running back for the Rams. He was their back. He was the running back when the Rams went to the Super Bowl. Number 30, but I forget his name. But that was the first time that it really took a big thing where it's been like, ooh, man. And it's funny, this running back for the Rams, when I stayed in the Miami hotel a while ago, Satay, he was there walking around. Nice guy. But I did bring up that he took a knee and everybody went crazy on the over-under. Greek's Trifecta is sponsored by Pilar Coffee Bar and Ice Treats in Deerfield Beach in the Cove Shopping Plaza. Peace.
Sorry, I'm trying to pull up my emails.
Did you get it? You figured it out?
No, I didn't.
Oh, I saw you looking.
I was trying to find it.
877-927-6969. That's the number you could call. You can text us at Real Radio 47142. Weird ways that people got caught cheating. And I know you got a couple callbacks.
Yep, here we go. Talkbacks.
Hello, Penthouse. Happy Monday. Palm Beach Gardens' favorite pool guy, Jeremy, checking in. G-Man, let's just talk about this A.J. Brown situation for a second. The name of the book was called Inner Excellence. Inner Excellence.
Yeah.
So if he's reading that book instead of on the sideline bitching that he's not getting the football, I'm happy about that. And, Saquon got me as well. Had him in a parlay with over rushing yards, anytime touchdown, and Jalen Hurts 2 touchdowns. Missed that one.
I'm going to disagree. I mean, he's on the sidelines. He's in a game. He shouldn't be reading a book. I don't care if it's motivation or a book about cats. He shouldn't be reading books.
Mm-hmm.
And he did that, I think, more tongue-in-cheek because he was pissed that he wasn't involved and he wasn't getting the ball.
And he knew he'd be on camera.
Of course he did. I mean, come on. He knew. And him and Hurts has had problems this year. Bad problem where they almost had a fist fight. I don't know. I'm not happy about it that he's reading a book on the sidelines during the game. I mean, you should be trying to be figuring out new plays and new schemes that we can get me to rock and try to figure something out.
You should have that iPad in your hand and looking over plays.
And maybe going up to him and saying, hey, this is where I'm open, or we could do this. But somebody reading a book on the sidelines, I mean, that's not a good look. They should address that. They probably won't because it's A.J. Brown. He's another guy who's a captain, like we talked about Tariq Hill. When you get that C on your chest, you're supposed to act top level and be a leader by example. Reading a book on the sidelines, that's not leading by example to me.
Yep. I got one more talk back.
Good.
All right, Dom. Here's your bounce back parlay for the Rams-Vikings game.
I love Trevor.
All right, you're going to go over 48. We're going to take Aaron Jones, anytime touchdown. We're going to go Jordan Addison over 59.5 yards. And Matthew Stafford over 1.5 touchdowns total. Okay? That's your bounce back parlay right there. If it doesn't hit, burn the tape. Mission Impossible style.
That's a great one. I always say it to everybody. Burn the tape. I didn't say it. All right, Franny, so you got a unique topic about people in the bedroom.
Well, not necessarily in the bedroom. You can be wherever you want.
Well,
but yes, they say people who joke about couples who do have more fun and joke about their sex lives tend to actually have better sex lives or happier with them. And happier in general as a partner, too.
Okay.
They said being able to laugh with your partner is important for relationship satisfaction, and it could be good for your sex life, too. Couples who joke around about their sex lives are more likely to be satisfied with them, and this is a new study. So they said these people, they researched 196 couples, and they'd all been in relationships for more than 2 years on average. The couples overwhelmingly agree that positively joking about their sex life led to feeling more satisfied in their romances. Like they said, like the inside jokes, rituals, physical humor, and smoothing over awkward moments increase comfort, fun, and closeness. But you can't just start cracking more jokes about your partner and have it improve your sex life, right? They said the humor has to be more upbeat and positive. So it's not like it's not like you're going after them, right? After their size or after how terrible they. No, they said it has to be more upbeat or positive. So don't go cracking jokes on them that are negative because that's not going to improve it.
I was going to say.
They said both people need to be laughing in these situations, not just one.
Yeah, because people don't like when you say stuff in general, maybe about them, your date. If you were like, especially in a bedroom or if you're getting thrown on a table.
They said the jokes can't be one-sided. They can't be negative. They said that if they are, that's definitely going to have an opposite effect, making the other partner uncomfortable. And it could be a definite mood killer instead of a booster. But instead, they said So, yes, of course, don't start making fun of your partner's performance and think that it's going to make it better when you're hearing this, right? Be like, oh, well, Franny said. If we joke about it,
if I make fun
they
of
said,
you.
they said, do you and your partner joke around a lot? Do you laugh about your sex life? Thinks it helps? Does it enjoy it more? Those are questions they ask. Have you ever dated somebody who didn't have a good sense of humor and couldn't take a joke? Was that a mood killer for you just in general?
Yes.
Not even if it was sexual or not. Just could not take a joke. You're like, well, I can't. You don't think I'm funny? I'm out.
well, not even that. If your personality is you joke around, which I do a lot. Like recently, I was at a restaurant and a waiter came over at the same time, and I was talking to somebody. I said to her, "You know what you got to stop doing? You got to stop paying me for sex. I'm good." And she went right with it, and she was just like, "I know I got to stop, but I just feel like I owe you money." And the waiter was looking at me like, "Are these two serious or joking?" That's when you get somebody, to get your humor and you're kidding. But if they don't get you, it could be tough in general in anything.
Yeah, I'm curious. What would you, because it doesn't break it down as far as what a positive joking around would be. So I thought it would be fun, G-Man, like create one. What do you think would be a fun joke that would boost your sex life that you guys have with each other?
Maybe if you were having sex in an awkward position and you fell, or I don't know.
Is that a joke?
Awkward place.
Awkward
Is that
place.
a joke? No, but they said it's a joke that being like that with each other. I don't know falling, but yes, they said couples that can joke about their sex lives. And so I thought maybe you would have a good joke in there. No?
I'm trying to think of an awkward situation or where you could have again, it's I don't know. And then certain people, like if you say something like that, like I don't know if this is a good, they really might take it to heart. You know what I mean? Like they'll remember. They'll be like, wow, I can't believe you said that. That's so insensitive. Dom, how about you? How about if you just said, that was a joke last night, wasn't it?
How about that joke last night?
How about that joke last night after the Tampa Bay game? What joke are you talking about? We had sex. It was like a bad joke. I don't know. You got to be thick-skinned in general. I mean, just in life you do. Like sometimes my friends and I will get around and stuff comes flying. Like I always take a knee. Like I'll only go maybe like halfway to hit anybody who hits me. But even on the radio, like you gotta have, you gotta have thick skin. You gotta realize it's a show. I mean, that's what it's about. But I don't know. The bedroom's tough if you start cracking somebody. And maybe you put a little disclaimer up front, like, "Hey, I'm just kidding," or something like that. But then you could lose the person because then they might feel like, "Oh man, he's gonna make or she's gonna make fun of me." Like Franny said, size. She's a size queen. So, right. Was that sex last night or what? Tom, you got somebody at home?
It looks like Evan hung up on you.
Oh, sorry, Evan. Maybe it was a deep conversation
about sex. Yeah, he wanted to talk sports, and I think you were talking sex.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know how I'm going to segue into that.
Yeah, I'm out of here. I want to know about Mickey Mantle or something like that. Derek Jeter. 877-927-6969. This is a tough scenario. They say couples who have fun talking about each other in the bedroom or wherever you're having sex, not just the bedroom, tend to be more happier.
I mean, what if she's like, "What's taking you so long?"
Yeah, you could hear that, but usually that's a good thing for most people.
Unless she's got somewhere she has to be, yeah. But
what, are you kidding me? What's taking you so long? I think it's the opposite for women, 95% in the other way, where it's like, It's a little bit
that's
too, it? Yeah, it's a little bit too quick. Yeah, let us know. Give us a call.
And somebody who is not around for that long, and we thought maybe they would, I think long enough, is the Hawktua girl.
Oh, what happened to her?
Haley Welch.
She in jail?
For 6 months, right? She had a complete stranglehold on American pop culture. 22 years old from Tennessee, rose to fame, YouTube video. If you do not remember, she said you got to give him that hot and spit on that thing. When asked for one move that makes a man go crazy in bed, and she was being interviewed on the streets over there, I believe in Nashville she was. So the video and her fame immediately exploded, landing her millions of followers on Instagram, TikTok. Then she got a multi-million-dollar deal to host the Talk to a podcast. where she was interviewing celebrities. And we're just like, man, does this girl deserve all this? And we're like, if she's really good and talented, then yes, good for her.
She wasn't.
Bank on it. Well, they're saying her newfound celebrity kind of took a harsh turn in December when she was associated with that cryptocurrency.
She got in trouble for that, supposedly.
I don't know if she got in trouble. I think people were more mad at her, but I don't think she ever got fined.
Nothing
or
official.
No. They said, then seemingly, they said, people were upset about that. Then they said she dumped her stake in the coin shortly after it launched. In reality, Welch didn't do anything new. They said it was the same sort of crypto scam that all people have done. Tom Brady, Shaquille O'Neal. But, they got caught up in it with the FTX. But Welch, she's not at that level as them. But they said that, what they did was kind of similar. Like, hey, buy. And then it's a bunch of garbage, even though they didn't know. But she probably didn't know either because I think she just had people telling her.
There's a difference. Tom Brady was actually trying to support the system that you bought and sold the coins on.
He didn't have his own coin.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Whereas she made her own coin, brought it up to fame. Hey, buy my coin, buy this coin. And then the second it went all the way up, she sold it. That's a pump and dump.
But I think that what they were looking at in relation is that with Tom and that with the whole FTX, they didn't realize that it was that this guy was scamming and that owned it.
No, they wouldn't have lost all the money.
I think that how they're trying to compare the two is that they believe the same with her. Like she just kind of went along with it because they don't think that she was bright enough to figure out what exactly was going on. And she had people talking in her ears saying that this was legit.
This is good to do.
When in fact it probably wasn't.
I thought she was looking at some jail time.
So, they even said one of the Paul brothers did the same exact thing and he never got in trouble. So, but they said, and she came out saying, I take this situation extremely seriously. I want to address my fans, the investors who have been affected, the broader community, she tweeted. I'm fully cooperating with and I'm committed to assisting the legal team representing the individuals impacted, as well as to help uncover the truth. Hold the responsible parties accountable and resolve this matter. If you have experienced losses related to this, please contact, and she named a law office using the link below. I have a feeling she did not put that tweet together. Somebody did it for her. But,
nice.
But then after that, they said radio silent from that point on. They said that has been a month since her last episode of Talk to Her, over a month. And they said, ironically, that last show was called How to Avoid Being Canceled, which was, I think her last tweet was December 20th. Her Instagram post came on the same day, and she coincidentally appeared to be out of the country when she posted that. But they said nobody's heard from her since. She's made 0 public appearances. No tabloids have any updates on her. They said, sadly, it appears that her 15 minutes of fame are up.
What I read and what somebody told me too, that she was looking at some jail time. Maybe it's not true or not. I don't know. But like Dom said, the difference with Brady and her was a big difference, and Brady and them lost a ton of money.
Yeah, I mean, there is a massive difference.
Yeah, and Nikki Glaser, remember when she made fun? Even Gronk knows that's not real money.
know that's not real money or whatever she said.
That was pretty close.
Yeah.
But yeah, with her, I mean, I don't know how much money she made. She made more than she was around or that she was making. So I think she worked remember reading she worked at a sofa company or factory. And that's what it was.
Spring?
Or something like that. Something like that. But yeah, it worked out for her real well for something like accidental, just somebody coming on the street and how big it went. But when you get an opportunity like that, if you're not talented, you're going to crash, obviously. And she got a lot of different opportunities. I know she was down at the Hard Rock one time. I mean, she got a lot of different things. She was trying to sell apparel, but supposedly somebody else was doing it and she didn't get it. But if she's just disappeared, I would think it's something where it's legal. And who knows what happens.
You know what happened with the apparel? Is someone copyrighted Hawk 2 before she could. That's what happened.
Yeah. And so she didn't get
But they
anything.
partnered up with her.
I know,
they paid her a bit. Yeah.
At first, she was like, oh, I missed out,
Well, again, I think with her, when it happened, she was just on the streets, like Fran just said in Nashville, probably banged up with her girlfriend, just having a good time. And, kiddingly just said that. And next day, who the hell knows that's going to turn around? And then you get people around you says, hey, you could turn this into money or you can make some money. And, yeah, she was all over the place for a while. You couldn't get away from her. But the Bitcoin thing is a bad situation. Because I don't think the average person's even understands Bitcoin. What the hell's going on? It went all the way down. Now it's way, way up. There was an article over the weekend that some guy, I think he was in Wales, and he lost a download.
A hard drive.
Yeah, a hard drive for like $7 million or something.
No, $750 million.
$750 million.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, it sucks. My God. makes your bets don't seem bad. Like when you lose that.
Well, he threw it away.
Yeah.
And he's trying to get the town to let him search the dumps, and the town says, sorry, whatever you threw away is now property of the town now at the dump.
Wow, $700 million? I thought it was $7 million. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's a bad scenario for that guy. So again, if you lost this weekend, think of that guy. I mean, that might make you feel better. When you're betting and you lose and you hear somebody lose more, does it make you feel better?
Nope.
No?
Nope. Still lost.
All right. That's a gambling question. So I wanted to see what you thought. It doesn't make you feel like, ooh, I could have been that guy or that girl.
An L's an L.
That's right. And you got to pay.
You ain't wrong.
You ain't wrong, Franny says. Don't you know my coffee, bitch?
Hey, Franny, how's that Hard Rock app looking for you?
I have not placed a bet since Penn State. Yeah, so not good. Still have that $0 in there. Yeah,
but have you?
I haven't deposited any more money in my account to bet more.
Would you say you've lost though for the year so far?
Oh yeah.
Oh really?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I thought you were. I thought you were playing with money you won.
No.
Okay.
I
not starting 2025 strong.
I was putting more money in.
Now, will they give you Will they give you an amount if you want it for year to date? Did I have that?
Possibly. I don't. I haven't looked.
No, I'm asking Dom. Like if you wanted year to date. I don't.
Sorry, I spoke.
Stop! I didn't think you would know that. I wouldn't think because you don't bet a lot. I'm saying if you wanted like year to date, what I've done.
No, they don't show it exactly like that. You can see just bet by bet what you've done, but they don't show like a total.
Yeah, at the casinos, if you go to them and you're a rated player, they give you the breakdown right to the point. Whether you're playing blackjack, roulette, sports betting. Whatever it is. Now, you have to show them everything so they're knowledgeable of what you have, but they'll tell you right there that you've done X or Y. And some people want to see it and some people don't. I mean, if you're getting your ass kicked, you're probably like, I don't want to see it because they'll probably make you sick.
How's 2025 been for you, G-Man?
Men's and men's. Not great, not bad. You know, for week one was good. Yesterday was like, not great. But it's okay.
How about casino versus sports?
Casino, it's just roulette and it's just 30s. So I would say for the year it's been positive. But I mean, if I hit one, I walk out.
You're up big then if you hit one.
Yeah. If I hit one, I mean one in a row, I just walk out of the casino. That's it. I'm not staying there for hours and hours. I can't. I get so bored. Like I'm playing. If I hit 2-3 spins in a row, I'm done. Like I'll hit one and then I'll leave the number on. Just because I think it's like there could be a back-to-back. Like there was a back-to-back over the weekend. It was 30. I hit 30 twice. And then that was it. I was like, I'm gone. But I'm not playing long. I mean, when I tell the valet sometimes, I always tell him, here's $20, leave my car running because I'm not going to be in there long. And I'm never in there 2-3 hours. Now, if I'm staying at the casino, it's different. I think it's a better way for me personally to win because when you leave – you got your cash. You just walk out. Even sports betting, that's the attraction I find as a bettor that if you hit a ticket, you go down and cash it. You got it in your pocket.
You got cash in your pocket.
Yeah, you bet with a bookmaker, you got to wait a week. So to me, it's easier to win and more rewarding to win. And when you have the money in your hand, it's tangible. You see it. Like, all right, I just won this. A little bit easier in my mind. You know what I mean? Because when you're betting with a bookmaker, it's tough to stay up every day. It is the Penthouse, and it is a Monday. We'll be back with some Florida stories and a lot more. Peace.
We're everywhere you need to be. Find your favorite show at RealRadio921.com. Getting you up to speed on traffic on Real Radio.
From the Gordon Partners Traffic Center. Have you or a loved one suffered from nursing home abuse? Call 561-333-3333 or go to fortheinjured.com.
Florida Turnpike and at 95 up to speed, looking good along the Palm Beaches. We do have a problem. Police activity, Banyan Boulevard West, right after Quadro Boulevard. All lanes there are closed. That's traffic. I'm Judy Stewart.
This report is sponsored by Stand Up to Cancer.
Joe Buck and John Smoltz welcoming you back to the City Center Convenience Mart. Uh-oh. She's looking at the cigarettes, but she just grabs the gum off the counter. Stand Up to Cancer and Rally want you to reduce your risk for cancer. Go to takeahealthystand.org.
In today's Marketers Report, Kate Cronin, Chief Brand Officer of Moderna, weighs in on the speed of audio production.
in this day and age, and particularly at Moderna, where we have new information coming out on a regular basis, being able to feed that information to the audio format makes being nimble and pivoting easy, and that's what I really like about it.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, influencers, insights, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Ready to sell your car? Hey, it's Franny, and GiveMeTheVin.com makes it simple, fast, and easy. They'll buy anything, cars, trucks, SUVs, even exotics, whether it's clean, rough, or average. Just enter your VIN or license plate at GiveMeTheVin.com, upload a couple of pics, and get an instant cash offer in 60 seconds. Plus, if they can't beat your CarMax offer, they'll pay you $100 with 5-star service and free pickup. GiveMeTheVin.com is America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Trust and Will knows that we'll all eventually need a will. How about right now? Trust and Will makes creating your will easy, like while you're lounging on the couch easy. Trust and Will is designed by attorneys but customized by you, and all documents are state-specific and secure. Find your plan at trustandwill.com and use offer code RADIO now for 10% off. That's trustandwill.com, offer code RADIO. Trust and Will is an online estate planning service. Visit trustandwill.com for details.
Attention timeshare owners. This is an urgent consumer alert from the Timeshare Exit Hotline, a national company specializing in helping consumers legally get out of their expensive timeshare contracts. We're offering you a way to legally get rid of your timeshare. So if you're fed up with the maintenance fees that keep on coming and want to learn if you can terminate your timeshare legally and permanently, call today. Even if you've tried before and were unsuccessful in getting rid of your timeshare, call today and see if we can help. We offer a complete 100% unconditional client satisfaction guarantee. Make this completely free call and learn how we can help you legally put an end to your timeshare nightmare once and for all. You have nothing to lose, so call right now to qualify and receive a free consultation.
Call 800-838-8614. 800-838-8614. That's 800-838-8614.
Paid for by Airtime Media.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose. And millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Here's the latest with weather on Real Radio.
I'm CBS 12 meteorologist Charlotte Carl. We have a beautiful rest of the day ahead of us. Temperatures will climb into the lower 70s and the upper 60s across the area. We will have a few areas in the southern portion of the region that get into the mid-70s, but dry conditions will start to see some clouds build in late this afternoon.
This report is sponsored by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Need a change this year? Drive into Valvoline Instant Oil Change for an always quick but never rushed quality oil change. No appointment needed. Save $15 off your next oil change at VIOC.com. Valvoline Instant Oil Change. They'll get you back on the road in no time.
The films, the stars, the milestones, the awards.
Here's Big Sue with the Week in Hollywood History.
January 14th, 1972.
The hit Sanford and Son debuts, the first American comedy with a predominantly black cast in nearly 2 decades. It ranked in the top 10 for its first 5 seasons, only leaving the air when star Red Fox left for his own variety show in 1977.
January 15th, 1961.
Motown head Berry Gordy signs a girl group, later named the Supremes, to his record label. They became Motown's most popular act and one of the most successful vocal groups in the U.S., releasing 29 albums and a dozen #1 singles.
January 17th, 1922.
Actress, comedian, and legend Betty White is born in Oak Park, Illinois. Known for a popularity surge later in her 8-plus decade career, she was also a pioneer in early television, becoming the first woman to produce her own comedy and variety shows.
January 18th, 1992.
Jodie Foster wins her second Best Actress Golden Globe for her role as Clarice Starling. She would go on to win the Best Actress Oscar as part of the top 5 sweep by The Silence of the Lambs.
January 19th, 1940.
The Three Stooges released the short You Nasty Spy, which brutally satirized Hitler and the Nazi movement. It reached audiences despite restrictions on political content in films at the time.
And that's the Week in Hollywood History on iHeartRadio.
From the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
Have you been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 92.1 is WZZR West Palm Beach, an iHeartRadio station.
Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Rover's Morning Glory wants you to score some red zone revenue. Win $1,000 now. Enter the nationwide keyword PAY at realradio921.com. That's PAY. Enter it now at realradio921.com. And good luck from Rover's Morning Glory and Real Radio.
You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
It is The Penthouse, and it is a Monday afternoon, January 13th. Thanks for tuning in. Cash is back on Real Radio, so you get an opportunity 13 times a day. Listen to our buddy Rover. He'll give you the keyword, and then you do it from there. You should always have Rover on in the morning and the news junkies after the Greek Zone. Dominic's in the house.
Hello.
Ooh, that was good. That was actually, you really got me there. A little impressed. You see me, you're banging out. Get the Rams tonight. Francis is here.
Hi.
And it's time for some Florida stories.
Florida.
Did you say
Florida?
I'm from Florida?
WTF.
What the Florida?
Alrighty, well, a Florida beef thief busted following a stakeout at Costco at Sam's
You
Club.
couldn't even get that out of your mouth. So
She couldn't.
she got just like,
She was waiting all day for it.
She was laughing. Stakeout.
A Florida man knew the answer to the famous question, where's the beef?
Oh, back to back
They
on a
said
Monday.
the correct response, well, it was in his shirt. They said, along with fake membership cards and drugs, of course. So it's got to be drugs. Abel Martin Cordova is accused of stealing more than $1,000 worth of meat from a Southwest Florida Costco and a Sam's Club. Working with the loss prevention team at the membership warehouse, they said, Collier County Sheriffs, that they were able to identify him as the suspected meat thief.
Meat thief?
Meat thief.
Okay.
Law enforcement officers staked out the stores and tracked him, eventually stopping him as he rode in his black SUV away from the store. Deputies said when he was found, he had more than $1,000 worth of meat on him, along with multiple fake membership cards, marijuana, and fentanyl. Yeah. Cordova is now facing felony charges, and not only in this county, which one did I say? He was in Collier County. They said he's also wanted in Broward County for similar crimes. Then next up in your, oh man, I hate this story. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This one, I don't even know if I should say it. I hate stories like this. A Florida man arrested.
Is it animal related?
Yes.
Then don't say it. If you don't like it, don't
But
worry.
it's on TMZ. Did you see this one?
Mm-mm.
Florida man arrested for sexual contact with an animal. It was a horse. But the weird part is he tried to put his member in the horse's nostril. I'm sorry. I'm going to leave it there. But guess where it happened?
I was going to say, what county?
Polk County.
Oh, pretty close.
Polk County. And of course, you know my sheriff.
Did he have a Real Radio shirt on or something? Or?
No,
Oh, okay, good.
I just hate what happened. Is Donald Calloway dirty from Lake Wales. But do yourself a favor. I don't want to finish the story, but do yourself a favor and listen to Sheriff Grady Judd doing his presser about this guy.
Can only imagine.
Because he's got the best press conferences, and he did one about this guy, and he even is showing his mugshot and everything and letting people know about this disgusting human being.
Wacko.
Sorry. It is what the Florida. And that's one of those what the hell kind of things. And then, sorry about that, especially if you are eating your lunch. Finally here, there is a Broward County principal who once earned the title Principal of the Year.
Nice.
Has been busted for impersonating law enforcement. Yes, he got pulled over. And when he did, he's in a gray Kia. The reason why? His windows were super tinted and he had an altered license plate.
That'll do it.
Yep, that was enough. So cops pulled him over, approached the vehicle. They identified the driver as Carlton Odell Johnson. And the guy, Carlton, opens up his wallet, and there's a gold star. Looks official, right? And he was like, I'm an officer. As he continued, he was like, I'm one of you guys, when they were asking for his driver's license and registration. He also stated, hey, I thought we treated each other better than this. I'm a deputy. What's going on here? So
where's the love?
The trooper noticed that Johnson was displaying a badge for the Broward Sheriff's Office. And at first, he believed him. He believed he was a deputy. However, after further questioning him, they were like, oh, well, let's see. Johnson admitted he was not a full-time deputy and stated he was a reserve deputy. And for some reason, he decided to throw out there that he was related to Shaquille O'Neal. We're like, okay, cool.
It's a random reference.
Yeah. The trooper then contacted the Broward Sheriff's Office to verify his claims, only to discover that no, Johnson was never affiliated with the agency in any capacity, official capacity, shall I say. They said the badge he presented was labeled honorary. It's like getting an honorary degree doesn't mean you went there, right? You see celebrities and stuff get them.
Yeah, G-Man.
And was not an official law enforcement badge. They confirmed that he did not have a CCN number, which is assigned to all current and former law enforcement personnel. They said that jail records show that now he is facing one count of fraudulently impersonating a police officer. And as I mentioned, he was Principal of the Year. He worked at Blanche Eli High School in Pompano Beach. They said his work history, he was with the Broward School District for years, Human Resource Department and principals. That guy worked from 2004 up until 2023. They said he's there currently. I wonder if they're going to let him go because of this. But yeah, right now he's at Cypress Run Education Center as a principal.
But he knows Shaq, so.
He did. Yes, I'm curious.
Does Shaq bail him out?
Because it doesn't say. Is he really Shaq's cousin? It doesn't say. We just know the rest is a bunch of phooey.
That's all I want to know.
I know. That's it. That's all I care about. And that is your Weather Florida.
Great job, Franny.
I'm sorry. That whole nostril thing got me. Go ahead.
So in the NFL now, it seems like a bunch of players are going after broadcasters who call them out. This weekend it happened again. Rex Ryan said that the Chargers were playing Houston, and they said basically he said that the Chargers have a day off. He said they got a bye week. Houston Texans were not happy about that. After the game, they all lit up a bunch of cigars, especially the running back who had a big day, and said, hey, Rex. And that seems to be happening a little bit more, that these guys are, whether it's their crew, their agents, or people who represent them, when they're doing their job. It's an opinion-based sports radio. That's what it is. And again, it's an opinion about what they think is going to happen, who's playing good, who's playing not. And a lot of people don't like to be called out, but I just wonder if it's going to continue and escalate, and get worse and worse. Because when you're wrong, you know what? It's just an opinion, obviously. But if the players start going after these guys more and more, you might see people hold back on their predictions or things that they say. Now, Rex Ryan is with the Four Little Network. He's a little, doesn't have all his chairs under the kitchen table. He's always been that guy. To say that, I could see why they were mad. You know what I mean? Saying like it was a, game off for the Chargers. But, man, it's on their minds because right after the game, he's in the locker room lighting up a cigar and saying, hey, Rex. So it's one of those situations where, I guess these guys are watching more or people are watching more. LeBron had a thing, and I think it was very healthy for him. He's had great success that once the playoffs start, no social media. Mm-hmm. And a lot of coaches tell the kids that. We don't want you on social media. In college, I'm saying, but even here, because it could be brutal. People are brutal. Fans are brutal. The criticism's brutal. So, if I was a coach, I'd probably say that. In the NFL, I don't think you can get away with it where they would listen. College, maybe, and I think it's still doubtful because, again, you got to be with the person 24 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
But, LeBron did do something like this, and every year he's not on there because the criticism is too much. And I guess it gets to you, obviously, when you got hundreds of thousands, people coming after you.
47142 started off with Real Radio all over the place here, including, fun fact, Dom's voice has been studied by scientists to sound just like a screaming peacock. God, he gets on my nerves. Love the show. I will always listen, and Dom sucks. We all know that there is a large contingent of Jeep owners who like to swap ducks because today is National Rubber Ducky Day, and it's a big thing between Jeep owners. We talked about it earlier in Fun Facts, but there is a small fraction of Jeep owners who absolutely hate duck swapping. In fact, some of these Jeep owners have a bumper sticker that reads, "You duck my Jeep, I'll duck you up."
Wow, that's strong.
That's from Hugh. Let's see. I believe the person you may be talking about could be Todd Gurley. I don't know exact number 30.
Yep.
Go Dogs on the Super Bowl team for the Rams.
Yep.
And then we have the book A.J. Brown was reading on the sidelines is the top seller on Amazon today.
Oh, no kidding.
Maybe he has a share in the book. That's from Kevin Jupiter.
Again, it's about, it was a motivational book.
Mm-hmm.
They just showed it on the 411 Network. It's all over the place. And again, it's on the bestsellers list. That cracks me up.
Somebody says that the last starts when he drops his pants. That's not good. Talking about the laughing in relationships, about your sex life.
Yeah.
The laugh starts when he drops his pants. Not good. We have it's not year to date, but you can go back and audit your account. And sorry, Tom. I won't do that one.
Oh, you go ahead. It's okay.
Says Dom, stop trying to clear a horse's sinuses.
Oh, God.
Oh,
that wasn't
God.
right. Who's that from?
Who do you think?
He's bad. Come on.
I told you I didn't want to do it, but you told me to go.
It's okay.
God, that crossed the line.
It wasn't from you, actually.
It wasn't. I was just a middleman. 47142. That's our text line. Started off with the Real Radio.
Oh, that
By
is,
the way, $1,000 we're giving away 13 times a day. If you want to win $1,000, Dom, not to Chris, but everybody else. You want to give them the keyword for the 1 o'clock hour if they didn't hear it?
I don't know if I want to know.
Take the keyword, enter at realradio921.com.
Keyword is pay.
There you go. Hopefully you know how to spell that. Take pay, enter at realradio921.com. You have up until, I don't know, let's call it 1:55 to enter the 1 o'clock keyword.
There it is, people. You got a new chance now. We're starting us off today. 13 times a day. 13 times a day you get a chance to win $1,000. Who doesn't want $1,000? You get a chance to win $1,000 tonight in the game.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What are you betting tonight?
I don't know.
Which way you go?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know?
Not 100% sure. Maybe a couple props. Nothing crazy.
Nothing?
It's a Monday. Don't want to start the week off bad.
Look at you.
Trying to turn a new leaf. Maybe the Rams.
Yeah, you like the Rams?
A little, not a lot. I don't know. Everybody seems to be on them getting 2.5 points because they're home.
The Vikings didn't look too strong last game.
Yeah, I know, but I think that's what everybody's doing. Everybody's looking at the Vikings. They also play Detroit, one of the best teams.
Mm-hmm.
The Rams are not Detroit. Detroit was home. There's a lot of different things going on here. So I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. Like I said, probably the Rams, if anything. And I'm not going next to over-unders today at all. All 3 unders came in last night, especially last night. I mean, the late game, people were pounding the over, and just that's it. And you got to watch teams when they're running. Like Washington had to drive 17 plays. I mean, he didn't touch the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, Baker could have went in, got a haircut, and came back out. I mean, that was a long time. Those long drives, 7, 8, 9 minutes. That goes back to Parcells years ago when he used to do that. And in the Super Bowl when they beat Buffalo. Those long drives and, hold the ball till 30 seconds. And you know what? You can't score if you don't have the rock. So you got to be careful with that. 877-927-6969. That is the number to call if you guys want to get involved in the show. You can also text us at Real Radio 47142. That is the number you can call. We had crazy ways people got caught cheating. Did you know somebody got caught cheating? Or did you possibly yourself get caught? If you don't want to use your name, you could say you know somebody. I mean, that's an easy way to do it. But let us know. Give us a call on that. And you can text us or call us on Real Radio.
Somebody wants to know, what your opinion is with Carson Beck going to, they didn't finish, but obviously the Canes.
I don't think it's going to be good for the Canes. It's, I thought the amount of money he's getting is a lot. He didn't have a good year last year at Georgia. Georgia didn't even care about him leaving. So that says something to me, too. But it's reported between $4 and $6 million. That's a lot more money than players get in the NFL.
So according to sources, and obviously this has been a conversation in my household because he played for the Bulldogs and my husband's a huge Canes fan. And so he wasn't happy about it. But I said, sometimes with different teams, different atmospheres, you never know. And it's not like he was terrible with the Bulldogs, but they did say last year, and obviously it is just reports, his girlfriend, her name is Hannah, and she's one of the twins who plays for the Canes basketball team. And they said that their scrutinized relationship was destructive in the locker room for the Georgia Bulldogs, they claim. They said, which ultimately led to tension that undid his tenure with the Bulldogs. The claim was there. They said that a lot of it, they said that his behavior at the Sugar Bowl was the final straw, and which they said basically turned out to be a really, what they called an ugly breakup between them. They said the nature in which Beck's departure played out contributes to further sourness in the breakup. They said between him and Georgia, they said it was already speculated that the team was kind of over him and his behavior and how it was and what was going on. So it looks like that, the team was just like, we don't want this guy to be our leader anymore. And they were kind of over his antics and shenanigans and just really caring about his social media presence with his girlfriend and this and that. And so that's what they're claiming. Obviously, he did have an injury, and that's why he didn't play Sugar Bowl either. But
yeah, I mean, that was the end of the year. There is reports that since he started dating her, it's been a little bit of a change. Even with him buying that car, they thought that was her influence.
Well, now they're at the same school, so there should be no distraction there.
Yeah, I don't think it works. I can't see him in South Beach, Miami, with this girl and the whole thing. I think it's going to be out of control. I'm surprised Miami even did this because there's other kids out there. And supposedly the deal is between $4 and $6 million for him to come, which is a ton of money. It's more than Brock Purdy got with the 49ers to take him to the NFC Championship, which is crazy. But that's where the NIL is in college sports, and it is so out of control. I mean, it really is out of control. And if he thinks he got scrutiny at Georgia, not playing good, he goes here, and he doesn't do well with all this, and the girl, he's really going to care. Talk about somebody deleting your social media. He'll be like, I'm out.
The money, it's still ridiculous, and people think it's way too much money, but it did go down from reports of $3 million, but it's still a stupid amount.
Yeah, like I said, it's a lot more money than a lot of players make in the NFL, which is crazy. If you can make more money in college.
And that's why they're staying, a lot of them.
They're staying.
Well, I don't know if he was going to get drafted, but other people, because they would make more money staying in college.
Oh, no, a lot of players
being
stay.
a rookie.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens with the whole thing with the Canes. I mean, it's a big name. It was big news over the weekend. Some Cane fans were very excited, and some Cane fans were not excited. They were just like, I don't think it's a good thing. But you never know. The Canes did great last year with Ward.
And that's what they're saying. So they're trying to see how it's going to play out in the locker room, right? Because Ward only made 1.6 only. That sounds so silly saying it. $1.6 million during his 2024 season. Yeah. Obviously, that's a massive sum of money. Don't get me wrong, but it's almost half the amount that he's set to make. So they're wondering how will fans, how will the other players, how's the locker room, how are they going to react to seeing him rewarded that much money when he had a bad season?
Yeah, again, I don't think it's a good situation. And it's going to really depend on how much his girl's involved, and she comes there and you're going to a new locker room where you don't really know anybody. You want to talk about resentment. That's the number one thing people resent people for is money. I mean, I'm sorry, if you want to be honest, that's what it comes down to. So he's walking into a new locker room. He doesn't know anybody. Obviously, the coaches and the people at Miami think he's worth it. That's why they did this, but I don't see it. But that's just my personal opinion. I mean, the guy had two unbelievable receivers at Georgia. Hence, that's why Bowers and McConkey are probably both in a Pro Bowl this year. I mean, he had an unbelievable game the other day. The Chargers game, oh my God, 189 yards, 9 catches. And Bowers is a stud.
Yeah, he keeps on breaking records.
Now, you go out there like he's going out there, and with Georgia last year, he just wasn't a good season. Nope. And he only got hurt at the end. I mean, it was not like he got hurt, all through the season. So, and when somebody lets you go, and you don't care, then there it is. I mean, it's just more of a, you know what? We don't really care. Take them. 877-927-6969. That's the number to call.
Well, I think he declared, didn't he just say he was declaring for the
NFL
draft?
first,
For the NFL, and then.
But there are reports out there that his girlfriend changed his whole thought process. And also people said to him, you're not going to go that high.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
if at all.
Yeah, well, if he goes to the draft, he might even got picked maybe the 3rd or 4th round, and he wouldn't make anything. He's making way more money next year in Miami.
Yeah.
And if he starts to have a good season, just say, he'll get more stuff. He'll get more sponsors. People will jump on it. So that number could escalate for him. It's a great move for him if he plays well. If he doesn't play well, then it's tough. But I don't think anybody's really going to care. And the Canes, there'll be some, like Ward came this year. A lot of people were not familiar with him unless you were a college football fan. I thought he was going to be excellent. He was at Washington State. This kid comes in with a little bit more notoriety, and we'll see how it does. But, the Cane fans or the front office or the organization, like, we need a quarterback, so let's go get him. But it is a ton of money.
I think him going to Miami makes it harder for him to make it to the playoffs now. Where he was in Georgia, now he used to be able to go right to the playoffs. I think he has a less shot chance now for sure.
Oh, yeah. Well, the Canes are nowhere near Georgia as a program. I mean, they're going to reload. Next year, they're going to be good. Believe me when I tell you. They made They made it this year. It's not like they're not going to make it next year. The SEC is tough, though. That's the only thing, and the ACC is a lot easier. But the Canes, and we saw it this year, they got to run the table to make it.
They got to.
I mean, Georgia could take a loss or two because they're in the SEC, so it is a little different when you really weigh it out, checks and balances. It is the Penthouse on a Monday. I hope you guys are having a good day and enjoying yourself. 13, supposed to get a little chilly this week, but not as chilly as it is other places because it is freezing.
Oh, yeah, it's going to get cold again this weekend. Somebody, and I'm sorry, G-Man, if you mentioned it, but 47142, they said there is no home field advantage in tonight's game that somebody had mentioned.
Yep, the game was moved.
Yeah, from Arizona.
Yeah, I did say that.
Okay.
We talked about it a couple times. It is the Penthouse, and it is a Monday. We'll be back in a few minutes with a trifecta and so much more. Peace.
Real Radio is the news junkie.
I was actually chiming in on the fact that you could buy a cannon. We know this because we have bought a cannon on the show before.
Yeah, you can buy a cannon. You could buy like a big ass cannon if you wanted to. Hold on, let me rephrase that. You could buy a large cannon.
Ass cannon, I'm in.
If you want to.
The News Junkie, weekday afternoons at 3 on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Let's see what's up with traffic on Real Radio.
You'll find police activity Banyan Boulevard West. After Quadro Boulevard, all lanes there are closed. And we have planned road work. Belvedere West after Military Trail. That left lane is blocked. That's traffic on duty. Stuart.
This report is sponsored by Straight Talk Wireless. Don't let data limits hold you back from being the gift master in the family group chat. Switch to Straight Talk Wireless and get real unlimited data on a reliable 5G network. Straight Talk, available at Walmart or straighttalk.com.
The Locker Room Show is headed out to have a little fun at Drive Shack this Saturday, January 18th. Join the Greek for games and prizes, like a 4-pack of tickets to the Florida Panthers or Drive Shack gift cards. Check out the new Puttery mini golf courses, or get your game on at their one-of-a-kind high-tech driving range. You'll love the upscale sports bar feel, great food and drinks, and the thrill of the game. That's this Saturday, noon to 2 at Drive Shack next to the airport. Drive Shack, your entertainment and event headquarters in West Palm Beach.
Monster BTK, the latest installment of the critically acclaimed Monster franchise, exposes the chilling story of one of America's most infamous cases that shook Wichita, Kansas to its core.
When people said BTK, you think of a wild-eyed Manson-like character. What we didn't understand is he was the guy next door.
Listen to Monster BTK on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Monster BTK to start listening.
Hey, it's Franny, and stop wasting your time with lowball offers. Head to GiveMeTheVin.com, America's best car buyer. They'll come to you, check in hand, even pay off your payoff. Cars, trucks, SUVs, exotics, they buy it all from $2,000 to $200,000. Just enter your VIN or license plate at GiveMeTheVin.com and get a cash offer in 60 seconds. It's fast, pressure-free, and they guarantee top dollar. Selling your car has never been easier at GiveMeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
It's Frank Mir, two-time UFC heavyweight champion. When it comes to my health, I trust only the best. Vita Vita Medical. Don't settle for imitators or trendy gimmicks.
Call 888-831-3314 or visit VitaVitaMedical.com today.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Last year, over 3 million people called Morgan & Morgan in their time of need. And with over 1 million of those calls coming from previous clients, friends, and family.
My name is Jason Williams. It was a rainy day, and I got hit from behind by a lady that was doing somewhere over 100 miles an hour is what they were saying. I've never dealt with anything like this before. Everybody that I talked to kept saying the same name, which was Morgan & Morgan. I was on hold for maybe 15 seconds. When they come back and said, Jason, we will absolutely take your case, As a non-tech savvy guy, any question that I had, if I called, text, or emailed, they got right back to me. They made it as easy for me as it could have been.
Thank you for trusting us. We've become the largest injury firm in the world because we've won a lot. The word is out. Size matters. Reputation matters. We're America's largest injury law firm for a reason. With over 900 dedicated attorneys and climbing, we're ready wherever you are, whatever you need. The choice is easy. We're just a phone call away. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
There she is, founder and CEO. High five.
Dave can't stop celebrating with every business owner in town.
All right, Baker Man, high five.
He's sharing the excitement of big savings with the Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee.
Woo, up top, bike shop. Yeah.
It's 5 years of gig speed internet.
Quick, high five.
5 years of advanced security.
5 years.
And 5 years of a great rate that won't change.
Yeah, law partners. Chamberlain, Messethorpe, Dubois.
All from the company with 99.9% network reliability. Switch today and get the 5-year price lock guarantee.
5 years.
It's back, but only for a limited time.
Woo!
Powering 5 years of savings, powering possibilities. Comcast Business.
Can't forget you, voiceover guy.
Ah, thanks, Dave.
High five.
Ends 3/9/25. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge for new customers on qualifying internet bundle, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text LION to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text LION to 42424. That's LION to 42424.
Now's the time to shop limited time doorbuster deals during Lowe's Pro Savings Days. Save $50 on a Little Giant King Combo 6-foot ladder. Was $199, now $149. Doorbusters valid 1/13 to 1/15. Selection varies by location while supplies last.
Real Radio weather.
I'm CBS 12 meteorologist Charlotte Carl. We have a beautiful rest of the day ahead of us. Temperatures will climb into the lower 70s and the upper 60s across the area. We will have a few areas in the southern portion of the region that get into the mid-70s, but dry conditions will start to see some clouds build in late in the afternoon.
This report is sponsored by AutoZone. Get in the zone. It's time to say goodnight to that check engine light with the free AutoZone Fix Finder service. It'll help troubleshoot the likely cause of your light for free, so you can drive with peace of mind. Restrictions apply. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Hey, it's Bobby Bones. Join me and former NFL quarterback Matt Castle for our new podcast, Lots to Say with Bobby Bones and Matt Castle. Between us, we have over 17,500 passing yards, multiple New York Times bestsellers, and 1 Mirrorball trophy from Dancing with the Stars. So where else are you going to find a show with that much athleticism and football insight?
Listen to Lots to Say with Bobby Bones and Matt Castle on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart.
Open your free iHeart app and search Lots to Say with Bobby Bones and Matt Castle and start listening.
MMJHealth.com. Get approved for your card today. Medical marijuana made easy.
This is Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
It is The Penthouse, and it is a Monday. Hope you guys are having a good day. Always remember, wake up with Rover and his crew. They'll get you going. And Rover is the voice you need to listen to because he gives you the keyword 13 times a day. You get a chance to win $1,000. Who doesn't want $1,000? You know who I know wants $1,000? Everybody out at Tampa Bay last night. Of course, Dominic's in the house.
I take $1,000.
Okay, you can win, but you can't be in your name. So you got to get somebody to be a beard for you.
Okay.
You can do it. Make it happen. Franny's here.
Hey, what's up?
And it's time for Greek's Trifecta.
Riders up. It's Greek's Trifecta.
All right, college football, it is all set. Ohio State taking on Notre Dame next Monday night. This time next week in Atlanta, and Chick-fil-A will be open. That's not really the big news. The big news is Notre Dame and Ohio State playing. Notre Dame, a little bit of a long shot. Ohio State, after they lost to Michigan a couple weeks ago, laying 20, everybody wanted to fire this coach and get rid of him. Well, now what? A couple weeks, everything changes. It's Ohio State Buckeyes taking on ND next Monday night. In the NFL, the wild card weekend is behind us. Now it is the division round. No real surprises. Maybe the only one, Washington. They beat Tampa, getting 3. All the other 3 favorites ended up winning. Houston was home, and they were an underdog, but really not a surprise because they were home. And in the playoffs, I think home field advantage does give you a little bit of an advantage. No advantage tonight because the game's in Arizona because of the fires. So there is no home field advantage. It is the Rams taking on the Vikings. Rams are getting 2.5. If he doesn't get sacked tonight, I would say the Rams win. If he gets sacked a couple times, they lose. There's a trend out there when he gets sacked 1 or less times. I think the Rams are like 9-1 or something like that against a point spread. So that's something that you guys can maybe think about and say, okay, this is what I got to watch if you are watching the game. And then next weekend, Saturday and Sunday, the NFL playoffs will continue. And you wonder how much these guys get paid? Well, they get paid $49,500 every game. And it goes up with every round. It increases. So in the Super Bowl, winner gets $177,000, and that's a nice payday, plus a lot of other perks. Greek's Trifecta is sponsored by Pollard Coffee Bar and Ice Treats. Might stop by there this afternoon for a little dessert. And the Cove Shopping Plaza in Deerfield Beach. Peace.
All right, a couple text messages, and then we'll get into a little bit more. 47142 started off with Real Radio. Says, I know these guys are very talented ball players in all pro sports, but these guys make way too much money these days. I was just in an attic getting electrical conduit into location. Wait, where'd you go? It was tight and itchy. I make $90 an hour as an electrician, which is great money. These athletes are baby back bitches. Not all, but most. $4 million a year is not right. He'll be banging a Latina by the end of the year.
Wow.
So I guess I talk about Beck. And then we have...
What are the odds on that?
Brett from Melbourne listening on the iHeartRadio app. Hello, Franny, Greek, and Tom. To the guy reading the book on the sidelines, it could be worse. It could be Aaron Rodgers picking his nose and eating it like earlier this season. They said Carson Beck is coming to the Canes. Wow, who said women are not powerful?
Yeah,
there will be others coming to the Canes. They are the portal champs. NIL should have a max cap or it will get out of control like baseball, and money should be paid after all games are played. Money is, money is on the dresser.
Yeah, they're talking about a cap in college football. I don't know if you ever see it, but it is going to get out of control because people don't realize how much sports, football, and basketball bring to these universities. You saw last week when a couple teams ended up winning their paydays. Ohio State got over $20 million. So they're going to go out and continue to take advantage of the system. By the way, this was the system years and years and years. Nobody knew. It was all side deals, bag money guys, they were called.
Mhm.
But kids didn't make this kind of money.
They made like $100,000 for signing or something like.
Yeah, a couple of $100,000, whatever, big players. Who the hell knows what they made? But it was bag money. Nobody knew.
Cash.
Yeah, cash. Their dads would get tractors or cars or mom's houses, whatever.
And the boosters would pay for it.
Of course.
That's how, yep.
Well, the boosters are paying for it now. The NIL. It's the same thing. It's just the one with the deepest pockets is going to win. And they want to win. I mean, that's it. The NIL money, when I first heard about this system years ago, like every system, you're always going to have people who take advantage of it. And the bigger teams that have the most money are going to dominate anyway. They thought that this was going to be where, was going to be more of competitive. And it is and it isn't, because guys now are not going to stay around schools. Like if they don't play first year, like, I got to go. I got to go get mine. But they're still going to be with the big schools. And I still think the big schools like Ohio State, USC, Notre Dame, Georgia, Alabama are really going to still control it. Saban's on the what's the show you watch every Saturday, Franny?
College Game Day.
College Game Day, I guess. So one of the players was alluding to Alabama paying players this week. It was a guest that they had.
The comedian Shane Gillis.
Yeah, and Saban was not happy about that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he did not like it. You could tell. You want to talk about awkward moments? He was not happy about that at all. And that went right. He got put into the College Hall of Fame this weekend. He wasn't even aware of it. They surprised him, which is nice. But the guys did say, did you see it live?
I think that happened last weekend, the one you're talking about. But yeah, I saw it live, and he just was not happy. And he tried just going around, Alabama's all high and mighty, and we were always good and didn't cheat. Yeah, that's how he just tried putting it. But
well, he's got to say that. He can't say, "Hey, we were paying him for years."
Yep.
I mean, you can't do that. But yeah, he definitely was a little bit caught off guard. It happens. I mean, that's what it is.
Yeah, he was just basically saying, "Oh yeah, the SEC's been paying their players for the last decade, and Saban's over there looking left and right like,
yeah.
Damn, shut up, kid."
Yeah, get rid of him. I don't want this kid around. 877-927-6969. That's the number to call. If you guys want to get involved, you can also text us at Real Radio 47142.
So it looks like if you are single, the number of single people has declined for the first time in 20 years. So people are partnering up. They said if your New Year's resolution was to finally, they said
I'm flattered.
that means that there's not as many fish in the sea. They say if your New Year's resolution was to finally give up on dating, this whole dating app rat race and enjoy single life, you should. But apparently single life is now falling what they call out of style. According to Pew Research, the share of unpartnered adults has declined for the first time in 20 years. They say those are people who are not married, living with a partner, or in a committed romantic relationship. That's how they determine the whole not being single thing. It's not down a lot, though. They said about 42% of adults were what they call unpartnered in 2023. Which is down. There was a peak at 44%, but the share of adults who were married did inch up, and a lot of people were thinking people weren't getting married, but it did. They said from 52, like I said, inched up to 51%, and that was from 2019 to 2023. They said as did the share of partners who were living together. They said that went up a little bit, 6 to 7%. This has led an economist named Richard Fry to proclaim singledom has peaked. They said there isn't an explanation for the trend, but he did quote, from a purely economic point of view, adults who have partners seem to be better off financially, too. So
that makes sense. You got two people, obviously, partnering up, which is a nice thing. And also, if you, God forbid, something happens, you got somebody who's got your back, which you would hope in a bad situation. But yeah, it's definitely a better advantage for you when you got two of anything, except quarterbacks, because that means you really don't have one. You can text us or call us. Don't forget, you got a chance to win cash 13 times a day. So the fires have been going on in L.A. for about a week. Very bad, terrible, and so sad. But there was one reporter who caught a little heat, and it wasn't from the fires, where he had his jacket pinned up behind him, and the jacket was too big. I think that's what it was. He was on ABC. So he had like a clothespin, and it made the jacket look real tight when he was on there, and people like blew up when he was turning around.
It's so stupid.
Yeah, I mean,
they were calling him a narcissist. They were like, so he would look more buff and this and that. Honestly, like you said, G-Man, I think it was just too big. It was a firefighter kind of jacket, and it probably wasn't his. And he just put it on.
He wouldn't have one anyway.
He put it on exactly to do the reports, and it probably made him look like a kid in a giant man's coat. So they just pinned it up a little bit. And I love the narrative of calling this guy a narcissist because, and it was pinned from the back, but the guy turned around so everybody saw the pins.
Yeah, he is a good-looking guy,
making it look more fitted.
So people are saying, like, he's more worried about himself. But I must have missed the plane on this one because I wouldn't have thought that.
No.
I would have thought that the jacket was oversized, and he just did it.
I was just thinking maybe protection, safety. I mean,
yeah, who knows?
Well, he was wearing the jacket for protection, but that's what I'm saying. It was just too big, so he had it pinned, and everybody's saying that he's a pathetic. Like one of the quotes was a pathetic narcissist. I was like, wow.
Yeah, because of the jacket.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't see that at all.
Me either.
I did see a video that, oh my God, I was like, I mean, all the videos, I've had moments of just random outbursts of tears, but there was one, I don't know, and people said it's fake, but it's absolutely not. And then you get, how could you leave your dog behind? What a lot of people don't realize is some of these fires happened while people were at work.
Mm-hmm.
And when they tried to get to their houses, they were like, absolutely not.
You can't get in.
You cannot get in.
No, you're going to die.
So luckily, a lot of like neighbors that were in town and the firefighters, they would go into houses and see if there was any pets, family members that were in there. So they did. And I'm guessing that's what happened with this guy's dog, that they did get out. But obviously, they don't have time to call and reunite the owner. So I watched this yesterday and oh my God, my heart just sank. So it's like in the rubble and he sees it behind like this fence. It's like a gated, well, it's a gate actually to go into a driveway, and you see this rubble and there's a news people there that are filming because obviously what's going on, and they caught this moment and he sees his dog in the rubble and he calls for it. It's over in the Palisades area. In this reunion, it's a Pomeranian, and he is just covered in soot, and and he runs to him, and this guy is losing his mind. Obviously, I would be too, thinking that he probably lost his dog. But yeah, they said that there was a dog tracker that helped him locate his dog Oreo. And
that's nice.
I don't know if that was from a chip and that's such a good idea. I didn't even think about that too, but a lot of people now do the air tags.
I have one on my dog.
I got to do it. They put the air tags on their dogs.
Yeah, just like your phone.
They found, he was sleeping among the debris and rubble that was left.
That's a great story.
At his neighbor's house. Oh yeah, but if you see him, oh my God! I mean, the guy is just. I would be too. But he's coaxing Oreo, who probably is scared to death, right, of coming to him, and then finally Oreo just goes running over into his arms. Yeah.
That's awesome.
It was a very sweet moment out of a lot of the crazy, crazy stuff that's been going on out there.
Yeah, I mean, it's
very
devastating. Devastating, sad. There was a house in Malibu that, every house was like gone, but this one survived, and it's worth like $9 million. The owner was on it. He goes, I don't even know why. But it's funny. The house was burned the left and the right, but his house stood up, which is crazy. Mm-hmm. And it's probably in the top 3 in our country as far as real estate with price. Which is crazy.
For sure. Franny, with those air tags with your pets, it's really good to have them because if you could set your air tag so if it leaves a certain location, it'll let you know.
Alert my phone.
So if your dog left your house, say, ran off, it will let you know that this item has now left your house immediately on your phone with the notification.
So is there... do you just like hook it onto their collar, or
you can buy on Amazon. You can buy certain little collar adapters, so you can have one on the collar.
See, I'm weird with collars and having them in the house because there's also a lot of those horror stories with dogs playing with each other and bad things happen. So it's one of those things that if I'm weird about collars when all 3 of them are alone in the house. If I'm around, it doesn't bother me. But when I think about that, I'm like, yeah, that's such a smart idea to do that with your pets.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, and is it expensive?
I mean, they're like $25 a piece, the air tags.
Yeah, they're not.
And you only have to do it once?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so,
just one little thing that you...
So it's definitely worth it.
You should get those on your keys, G.
Yeah.
I should get them for a lot of things.
Life. Just put one on you.
Shades, my life.
Well, a lot of people, and we've talked about this, are putting it on their luggage.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, that is good. Mm-hmm. I would definitely do that if I ever... traveled with bag. I don't. I got robbed years ago, and I said that day I will never carry a bag, and I never have. It was like 25 years ago.
I'm one to bring the backpack that that you could always check in.
Mm-hmm.
I could usually go the whole trip with just that backpack. I don't need to check in a bag, check in bring on one. But there was one time where I had the backpack, and they were like, "Sorry, we need you to check in the backpack."
It was too big.
It wasn't too big. They were just out of room.
Yeah.
They were saying there's not enough room, not enough overhead space. So I had to check in, and I could see my bag didn't actually make it on the flight.
Oh no, I would have been pissed.
Because of the air tag. I could see it was still behind, still in this other state where I left.
Oh,
I was
God.
I was like,
Did you eventually get it at the trip you were going to?
I had to get it like a day after, but
that sucks.
Yeah.
that was all of my stuff.
That sucks. Because, see, I was going to say, because that's a good thing, but because of that, because these days now, because a lot of time they do fill up, and if you don't want to pay for a checked bag and you don't want to carry around your carry-on with you, a lot of times you just, once you go through and you're at the gate, you just tell them, because most of the time they will ask if anybody wants to volunteer their bag to get checked in, and it's a free way of doing it instead of having to pay, because these days you got to pay for everything.
That's true.
Yeah, so I've done that a couple times just so you don't have to worry about carrying anything around, but what Dom said. I was like, that's a possibility that your bag doesn't make it on the plane.
For a guy, it's bad. For a girl, it seems like a lot worse.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
I went a weekend one time, one of my girls, and our bags got stolen. And unfortunately, it was hers, not mine. She was like so jacked up. She's like, good, I don't even have a toothbrush. But yeah, it sucks. I mean, anytime you're flying, you lose your bags, it's terrible.
But I could see me losing. I could see it on the phone.
Oh, yeah,
just going further away.
I was just like, no.
Oh, yeah. You got to be pissed because you're like, I wouldn't even want to do it. You know,
it's like, could I even tell like the flight stewardess, hey, you guys forgot my bag? Nope, too late. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't let you put it under the seat. You know what I mean? Because that's what they do a lot of times. It's like, if it's got to fit under the seat or in the
and it could have. It was just they were like, sorry, at this point we're at max. I think it was something with like weight too.
Yeah.
That they were like, sorry, we need to put it over here.
It seems like they're always at max.
Yep.
I mean, the flights I've been on anyway, when you're flying up to New York or back down here, vice versa, it always says full capacity today, have patience for everybody, yada, yada, like that. And the bag thing is big because people don't want to pay.
Oh,
yeah. And I get it. I mean, they're tired of paying like all these and that's hurting the airlines where people water. I mean, all stuff you got.
Seats.
Years ago, you just got a ticket. Wherever it was available, it was. You didn't pay more. You didn't pay more for a blanket, for water.
It's crazy. Yeah, you pay for everything these days.
And it's the same thing with hotels. Like you check into a hotel, you get a room, and then there's a lot of fees that you're really not aware of.
The last flight I went on, I was like, they were like, how they give out the headphones?
Yeah.
And I was just like, are these free? And she was like, no. I'm like, oh, I don't want those.
Yeah.
She was just going around giving them. But at first I was like, are you giving me these for free? And she's like, no. I'm like,
exactly. Keep it. Delta gives them out for free. I know some airlines do give them out for free.
They try to get you, I feel like, sometimes.
But not all. Yeah. So when it was Copa, I think, when we flew to Panama, but we did upgrade on our way there, and they gave my husband headphones because he didn't have them. That you could actually plug in there to watch the movies and stuff. But what I found was interesting at the end of the flight, they asked for him back, and I was like, what?
Oh, really?
I was like, are they gonna sanitize them? I was like, exactly. He was like, was that weird? I was like, yeah, that was weird.
Did he give them back?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Especially if it's like the type that Greek, when you put them in your ear.
Yeah. I was like,
that's weird.
That's very weird.
Yeah, you would think they would have a million.
I think he felt kind of funny about having them in his ears after the fact where they came back. I was like, asked for him back.
He's probably like, where did I get it from?
I know. Yeah.
Oh man, that is crazy situation. What you got to do? Yeah, planes you get hit everywhere. I mean, that's it. Last time I went up to see my mom, I got into a cab. It was $75.
It's nuts.
And then you give a tip. It's like, there was one time I flew into LaGuardia years ago, and it was more money for me to get to see my mom. I got into Jersey. I got into New York, then took a cab, shuttle, whatever the hell it was. It was more money going to see her than it was for my ticket, which was crazy. I mean, it happens. And that's what people hate about flying. All these additional costs and everything like that, where you're constantly getting rammed. And, they made money years ago and they didn't do all this. You wonder why. You know what I mean? 20 years ago, they didn't charge you for anything. You got a blanket or water. I mean, a blanket, like they're charging for a blanket. They charge you for seats. Do you want to sit close? I mean, the thing with sitting close for a lot of people is, when your plane lands. Because if you're in the back of the plane, you're going to wait 30 minutes.
Yep.
I mean, sometimes
you say the back, isn't the back the safest place?
Yeah. That's what they say. But I'm saying, like, you're going to wait.
No, if you're in no rush and you don't have a layover, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, who cares? Sit in the back of the plane, that's it. And the number one thing is everybody gets up as soon as the plane stops.
Yep.
You're not going anywhere for 20 minutes. You're just not. Even when people pick you up at the airport, it's like, what time you land? At 2? Come 2:30. Time I get out of here or whatever. It's not a perfect system, in so many different ways. I know people get disgusted with flying, and like you just said, that would have really put me in a bad mood, especially if you see that the thing's not there. Do you take it all the time with you now? Do you always take your bag?
Oh yeah. It's on there. Yep.
Well, it's something good to do. I mean, it definitely is, especially if, God forbid, like you leave it someplace.
Oh yeah.
I think it's very smart to do. I know a lot of airlines now, they have it where they track the bag and you can have it on your app and you can see if your bag made it on the plane and stuff. But to have your own, it's probably more comforting. 47142 started off with Real Radio. It says Greek a few years ago, Stephon Diggs was sitting on the sidelines flossing his teeth during the game. He missed the first play after a turnover because he wasn't paying attention.
Oh, I believe it.
And we have Reporter Jacket. Honestly, I feel it's a safety precaution to make it more fitting to his body. The winds are crazy out there, too, so you wouldn't want to risk your coat catching on something or something catching on the coat if it's blown past him while he's reporting. People are ass clowns. I love that you said that. Also, why were they focused on his jacket instead of what he was talking about and or damaged homes he was standing in front of? Stepping off my soapbox now. I get you, girl. That's from Sarah B.
I agree. I mean, he turned to the side, and when he turns to the side, people saw it, and they just went after him.
Silly.
I mean, the guy is out there in a dangerous area, too. Let's not forget that. And it's very risky with fires and what things that are happening. They're risking their lives out there to report. But there are people who are going to be negative, and that's what ends up happening. We're not that way here on Real Radio and on the Penthouse every day. We always try to put a smile on your face and get you out of the gate very fast and make it entertain you.
Bitch, you know how to take my coffee.
Are you sure about that?
What was the other one, too?
So strong. Love to sit and chat, but crack don't smoke itself.
Those are our new mottos for the Penthouse this year. Franny came up with both of them. Bitch, you know how I like my coffee. The next time I go anywhere to get coffee, that's going to pop my head. I'm going to be thinking about it.
Well, because if you guys don't know why that came about, and we were talking about weird reasons that people got divorced, and one was this person said that they knew somebody who divorced their wife because for 7 years, every morning, she asked him how he liked his coffee. And finally, he was like, I can't take it anymore.
And she said?
Bitch, you know how I take my coffee.
That's what the guy said. He's like, you know how I take my coffee. I think that should be known after a couple times.
Yeah.
7 years is a little bit long. It's like not knowing somebody's name for a while. Like, what's
your birthday?
What's your birthday? Well, birthdays are different. When people call me out on forgetting their birthday, I mean, Facebook was good. Everybody would know. Once in a while, like I get close if it's a close friend, like a day or so, then I'll remember. Like, oh, I think it was your birthday or whatever. But I mean, it happens sometimes when you just forget. It's human nature. If I'm banging, it's different. I'm not going to forget. And it is the Penthouse on a Monday. Don't forget, you got 13 chances to win $1,000 with us now every day. You got to get the little word from our good buddy, Rover. He'll give you the keyword, then you make it happen. Who doesn't want $1,000 cash? Make it happen on Real Radio. We want a winner. Last time we only had one. Time before we had three. You guys got to do it. Come on. Also, hats off to congratulations to Brandon, our grand prize winner, Greek's Gridiron. Had people all over the weekend asking me stuff about it. Who won? Especially all the guys that strike cigar. There was a couple guys that win the grand prize. I said, you know who didn't win? You didn't win. We win every day with this guy with us. Dominic, great job as always. Thanks for all your help.
Oh, thanks, G-Man.
Hope you win your bet tonight. And maybe don't bet. Maybe don't bet. If you touch your hand, the stove enough, a lot of times you're going to be, a little too hot. Don't do it. Don't touch it, bitch. Franny, great job as always. Thanks for everything you do. And thanks for caring about me this weekend and texting me back. It really meant a lot to me.
You're welcome, Greek. Thank you, G-Man. Thank you, Dom, for everything on a Monday, holding it down. And, of course, thank you for listening. And make sure you're listening once again, because in about 10 minutes, you're going to get another keyword. You're going to hear it from Rover from Rover's Morning Glory. That keyword is worth $1,000. Take the keyword, enter it at realradio921.com.
Rams and Vikings tonight. Rams getting 2.5. We're not giving you a pick. We're giving you a lean. A lean. We like the Rams a little. You guys have a great afternoon. Peace.
Proving that some of us have a face for radio.